Hello. Right. I am here, hopefully with everyone today. I've just remembered I need to ask Matt if he can do a sound check for me, please. Sound check for me. Okay, to do a sound check for Sam, please. So, let's stop that music. So, I am here with all my players today, as we do have everybody except for Rook, unfortunately. Jamie ended up double booking by accident, and so he's not going to be here tonight, which is unfortunate, but he doesn't need to worry too much about the loot, just because of the way it is, just because of the way it's currently set up. He doesn't need to worry too much about what will be going on with that, so it should all be okay. Usual announcements. Thank you to Nosa for all the artwork that's come through and all the new bits that will be coming through for next week as well, which I do look forward to showing up. Tabletop Audio supplies a good portion of the some of the music and some of the sound effects that I use here. The rest of it does come through from Battle for West North, which is another game which I used to play quite a lot. And back when it was open domain, I used quite a lot of their music for just general ambiance, because it is very good music. Any more combat-based maps are made in Dungeon Painter Studio, and any more of the scenic maps, there we go, got there in the end, are made on incarnate.com. So, let me go back and see what my players are up to. Munching sounds.
I'm just deeply confused.
Well, you know how in disaster movies, there's always that scene where all the animals start freaking out because they know before the humans do when the bad shit's about to go down.
Is that me joining? Like,
I know, but if you join a server, my dog. I know, but if you join a server and my dog starts barking, then I'll take it as a sign.
Alright.
Oh no, Harlan's upon us.
Okay, so
I think it's because they're excited to see me. Thank you very much.
So I am here with Sudz.
Hello.
Harlan.
Hello.
Sam.
Hello.
Simon.
Hello.
Will.
Hello.
And Infernal.
Hello.
As I said earlier, we're missing Jamie. Did you turn your boost down, Sam?
No. I was hoping no one would notice. What happened is that to stop my PC from crashing, I'm actually doing Discord on another device. I've got that little tablet thing I was mentioning earlier, the Windows tablet. I'm using that.
That's the good old ways.
Oh, you stole what I was doing. You're using Discord on my phone.
My phone doesn't have an audio jack. I would use that instead.
I remember when I used to do that, back before I realised that turns out sound is very important when playing Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Liam, this game seems like bullshit. Puts sound on for one game. Oh, I get it now. Heartbeat radius, I see.
I see your sound design.
Right. Okay, looks like everything's okay.
Oh, god damn it.
What? What'd you do?
You're back.
One of my AdMech models broke, Chris.
Stop fiddling with your AdMech on stream.
It just fell off my desk.
You need, you know what you need? You need like a sponge floor so they don't break all the time.
Oh god.
One of these days, one of them's gonna fall on the floor. You don't notice, and you're gonna roll over it or something, or tread on it.
I'm very aware when things fall over. I tend to step on them first.
And they're in for it.
I can confirm, Cruta spiky.
Yes, they are. Alright, so let's get on with this session. Last session, our party of adventurers. Malcom, Sasha, not Elzian, but wait, hold on, that's incorrect. My overlay is wrong.
Sorry.
My overlay is wrong. Yeah, it's done something weird. Hold on.
Oh, hello, stream, and welcome to
Technical issues. Where's my new overlay? There it is.
That could just be the name for this entire campaign.
There we go.
Okay.
There we
Welcome
go.
to Dungeons,
Sovak's there.
Dragons, and
There we
Dynamite.
go.
Welcome.
Perfect. Alright, last session. Our party of adventurers, not including Elsian. Malcom, Sasha, Sovak, Queglod, Ghaakt, Bern, and Rook all were within the Morban lair. Heading down inside, after going past various traps, travelling through the outpost after slaughtering a good portion of Morban. Before travelling further down, they found signs of combat in various areas, and for the rooms that they explored, they found abominations, some loot of interest, before taking a rest and proceeding to move on. From their rest that they took, Malcom was struck down, as he was proceeded to be attacked fairly heavily by several Morban assassins using envenomed weapons to bring down their prey. After the attack and the assailment from these fairly glass cannon foes had proceeded, the party moved on. Pressing forward, they made it down further into the Morban lair, before reaching the temple. Inside the temple, they found that it was stripped clean, but mostly dirty and dusty from general old age. And an individual who spoke common spoke out to the rest of them, proceeding to entice them and be rather obnoxious at times. As the High Seer for the Morban came and spoke to them, while the rest of the Morban proceeded to surround them as they prepared for combat. After a few moments of combat, slaying Morban and bringing down some of the captains and the other minor seers, the High Seer disappeared and went topside, heading off up into the priest's chambers, there performing something and awakening a greater evil. A few moments after, there was a loud thump from upstairs as several footfalls were making their way down, before finally the central stairway collapsed from the sheer weight as this large, hungry tyrant Morban, with two large heads, 4 arms, 2 of which were instead of hands, had these large, gnarled and serrated blades on either side, as it stood there and roared a challenge to the party. And the party answered, with Rook doing sizable damage and the party generally relying on Sasha to take hits after being eaten. The party defeated and slew the hungry tyrant, exploring the upper caverns with their new ally, potentially Sovak. With a miraculous disguise kit, they proceeded to investigate the area. They found Feng, who was with them, found the secret back entrance to the what would have been the storage area. Storage area, however, had been previously looted, barring a single hidden wall area, which housed a single crystal orb, which later to be identified was the Orb of Lucrox. With the party not knowing entirely what this was and taking various other magical items from and other loot from the High Priest, they proceeded to gather up their things. And after taking a short rest, we're going to proceed to move on. But first, what would you guys like to do while you're within this cavernous space? You have the robe and the orb before you, and you don't have anything else pressing. There's no signs of combat in here. There's nothing that would push against you to fight in any way. So what would you like to do?
Any weird symbols on the floor?
On the floor, no. The only one that would potentially be noticeable from just general viewing would be the one that's on the large stone table that's here. But it seems to have been mostly cut up, scratched, and covered in blood in places, making it very difficult to tell what the actual symbol would have done.
So it probably didn't come out of this one. Too small.
The table itself is about 60 by 30 foot. So it'd have been large enough for the Hungry Tyrant for sure.
Alright, so it did come through this table. How fitting.
The rest of you? And Sovak is standing there clacking, and Queglod is still staring at Sovak.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull Sasha away for a bit. Doesn't this guy have the same last name as your previous friend?
Sasha's
Sasha?
not here, apparently.
Sorry, I got a message. What's up?
Pulled you away. Doesn't this guy have the exact same last name as your previous friend who left?
Yes. I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure he's some sort of grandfather or great uncle or something.
Didn't know he has undead family.
Sovak, if you want to talk, you can talk.
There are
Hey,
actually
Sovak,
a few
you
things
had
I'd like to
money?
hear you talk
Oh.
about.
I mean, Sovak, you overheard none of this. All you hear is, Sovak, if you want to talk.
What? Well, yes, I will talk. What do you want me to talk about? How you came to be would be a good start. I don't know. Presumably, I died. Presumably. Are there
But
any
not
others like you?
necessarily.
Oh god, this is a bad time. I think my supper's just been called.
I'll answer it. There goes the thread, mech.
I'm good. Back in a sec.
Alright, I'll answer any questions you have.
So maybe the reason he has the same last name is because he's actually Elsian, but he died and he's too embarrassed to admit it.
He died literally the same day he left.
No, he left, then he died, then we showed up, and he's too embarrassed to admit that it's him.
Pretty sure he went the opposite direction.
But you know that Elsian, he was always such a trickster. You alright? He starts shouldering Skelsian. You were always such a kidder, Elsian.
He looks very uncomfortable. He's like, I don't know who this Elsian.
Ghaakt, he really isn't Elsian.
I'm back.
Oh.
I'm back.
You've currently got a half-orc elbowing you, telling you you're so funny, Skelsian.
Skelsian? What?
Okay.
Now
How
you're
does that
Elsian.
sound
You
familiar?
just died, but you're too embarrassed to admit it.
Look. Ghaakt, could I have a moment, please? With
Sure.
Skelsian.
Elsian.
Sovak.
Yes.
Sovak.
Yes.
So we think we know one of your relatives.
Uh-huh. Oh, which one?
Well, he goes by the name of Elsian Allure, and he's part of a well-off family in the Elven lands.
Wait. Okay, now I've got to figure this out. Is his mother a bitch? No,
Yes.
never mind. That doesn't scale anything down.
It is his mother.
Evil bitch.
Yes,
That's
she is.
Oh, it's him.
What? So, like, come on, you've said this much already. You might as well let us in on what you know.
I don't know a lot.
He never called.
I don't know.
What?
You know,
What do you...
he just gets the money. I work hard for money. My son, I'm forced to earn the money, and then he just gets it.
Wait, are you Elsian's dad?
No, I'm his grandfather. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Pathetic middle child, anyway. Bit of a brat, really.
Does that mean that your daughter is the vicious, psychic, evil bitch?
No, she's just a bitch that came out of nowhere one day. Seduced my son. I'm very certain just mind controlled him. Which raises all sorts of questions about consent. And now look where we are.
Yeah.
Actually, where are we?
You're inside a
Underground.
Morbin.
I know the Morbin bit. No, never mind.
Okay.
Right. So what was the last thing you remember then? Before being dead, I mean.
It's a bit fuzzy. That's the word I'm looking for. Bit fuzzy, but I remember a large mob that were very angry at me. Probably because I lied to them all about what I was selling them. Which, granted, I would be annoyed too, but not worth killing someone over. And then it all went black. And then...
What were you selling?
Yeah, I was selling dwarven stuff to elves, telling them that it was elven stuff.
Right.
No self-respecting elf will openly buy dwarven items.
Do you know where
No
you
offense.
were during this?
So what was that?
Do you know where you were when this
Oh,
happened?
it's in the Elven Kingdom somewhere.
How in the hell did you get here?
I don't fucking know.
Do you even know where you are right now?
Oh, that's why I asked where we were.
Alright, you know Uraman's Ravine? Is that a thing back in your time?
This isn't a
I
thing.
mean, he's
back
his
in my
grand.
In your
Not that
time?
old.
This
He's not that old.
But he's old!
I'm a couple thousand years old, okay?
Alright.
That's fair.
You're at least a half millennium out of date.
Oh
So-
man, poor Sovak. He's still working on the AR system for the Age of Arcana rather than the Age of Ascension. Ah,
Oh no.
Okay.
Does that mean he can cast 10th level spells?
no, Age of Arcana just means that it was a time period.
Not a
It's a time
system.
period, presumably with a lot of magic. Hence, Skeleton Boy.
Although having a character who's so old that they have to use 4th edition rules is pretty funny.
Please don't do that to me.
Oh man,
I barely know fifth.
Yeah. So, from what you know, actually, you know what? Give me a Arcana check or a history or Arcana check, your choice. Are you in tabletop or yeah, you are. Cool.
Someone's up top. I actually
I'm gonna
have
be
not
right
got
back.
the thing open, so I
5
knew there was something else.
plus or minus something.
Something, not a lot.
Yeah.
This ain't an Elsian boy. He's not smart. He just sells things.
Or a Man's Ravine. Doesn't ring a bell. Probably didn't
Oh.
exist, but you can't tell.
They were good at geography.
All that
Holding the
information's
same
in my
accent for
brain
long.
and I lost that.
Rivers come and go. What's a bit of global warming anyway?
I'll still be here, especially as a skeleton.
Yeah. Wait, why are you talking for me?
Ghaakt, get your hand out of the back of my skull and stop puppeting my mouth.
Right.
Don't look at this dummy.
Oh man, I've just got an idea for a great act for the next festival.
Oh god.
Hey,
No,
Bugsy.
no,
No.
Because if you let everything be very clear that I am a skeleton, which would have to be done, 'cause otherwise I would look like a normal person. You're now just messing with someone's corpse in front of a crowd.
Now he's just shoving his hand up your ass and ventriloquizing with you.
Okay,
And
Chris,
tickling your
have a
spinal
glass
column,
anymore.
maybe.
Hmm?
Right.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Oh,
Right.
no, that's not
You. Okay. You know. Do you know of the Enchanted Glade, Sovak? Chris, that's your cue.
Yeah, go ahead. History check?
Yeah, we'll make it history. Yeah, this is +1.
Okay.
Rings a bell, actually.
Enchanted Glade. For a specific one, you aren't sure. Because your Empire history isn't the greatest, presuming you're in the Empire, then yeah, there could be... There's probably one that would recognize. In terms of Elven Kingdoms, there's a lot of them. Doesn't narrow it down at all. Also, Malcom, if you want to perform actions, I'd recommend putting them in Dawnseekers if you can't speak, unless you want to keep them secret.
Right.
The rest of you, as
forgot.
you're there, you hear Malcolm begin to play on his pan flute the oldest song he knows, which isn't very old because you're only like... Well, actually, no. The oldest song you know probably wouldn't actually be that old, but roll me a performance check nonetheless.
New age music. The kids these days.
Natural 1. The oldest song you know is probably about a year old. And as you begin to attempt to perform it,
My hands are all dirty.
Yeah, they're all dirty, and as you proceed to go and kind of blow through the pan flute to make the notes, you notice one of them is stuck, and as you kind of blow through, you watch as a small glob of that black ichor sticks out the end.
Hey, is this supposed to be music?
Hey, my hands are dirty. I can't play in these kind of conditions.
Oh, look at me. I got skin. My hands are dirty.
Yeah, well, I almost lost my skin like you. That would have made me ugly.
Hey, what you trying to say?
I think
Bones
Still
are
pretty
bones.
bitter about the whole skin thing.
I had beautiful skin. Beautiful.
Yep, he's definitely related to Elzian.
I was gorgeous.
Yup.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, we'll get you some new skin. It'll be just as good as the old one.
I don't
What?
actually like the implication of that. I'm not saying skin someone and give it to me. Christ, what do you think I am, a monster? Not Christ, the mask. What do you think I am, a monster?
Well,
Good
actually,
save.
Queglod. He is Elzian's family.
not to be insensitive, but why do you care?
That
Me
is
and Elzian,
true.
we
He's
kind
got
of have
a
a
point.
love-hate thing going on. Let's be real here. Can you imagine how embarrassing this will be for Elzian?
Why would I be embarrassing for Elzian?
You know all about his bitch of a mother?
Yeah? Kinda.
He's her son.
Not really. She married into the family, so I don't think they have that much of a.
You know some stuff.
Hmm.
Also,
Oh, she's a
you know,
bitch.
I mean, apparently you know that he exists, so maybe you have some funny stories. I don't know.
Yeah,
What was
he pooped his
Elzian
pants
like as
once.
a baby?
He pooped a lot. A lot of
Yeah,
pants.
that's expected.
Still does. Still does.
What?
Oh yeah, shits himself all the time.
What happened? I made.
Well,
I-
one time we went to this Valley of Dragons and they knocked him out because he was a dickhead.
Yeah.
Oh, we definitely are talking about the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Got the whole
anyway.
psychic thing going on as well.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Don't worry, he can't do shit like the crazy evil bitch.
Oh, but one day he might be able to, and that's just bullshit. A lot of his
Don't
powers are
worry.
just bullshit. I bet you he doesn't even use them properly.
Oh, he absolutely does not.
Just like he has a wide platform of abilities and just uses the same one over and over and over.
Yes. Oh, something very hammer-like, just smacking away at something until it stops moving. What a dick. Anyways,
So, you, the short one, Queglod, I think your name was. You seem to be very
That doesn't
angry.
get it
at
down.
me.
There's like 3 of them.
That one,
Yeah.
the angry one.
You've
Again,
been around a while, right?
Yes.
You know who the Raven Queen is, right?
No.
Uh,
You missed the age of
wouldn't I?
ascension.
No, we talked about this. He may have fought to make the Raven Queen the Raven Queen.
I may have fought in that war. What side I was on?
That's
Another
fair.
question entirely.
Side would I have been on? I don't even know what war you're talking about as a player because I don't pay attention to this stuff.
The Age of Ascension was... So, I believe we went over this about 450 years ago from your current timeline. The Age of Ascension occurred when the Raven Queen, along with 3 other deities, rose to divinity to defeat the Forsaken deities.
Okay. Yeah, I would have been on the side of the Raven Queen. But
So yeah, you would have been then.
what other deities were there?
Kisibar, the son of 2 dragons and the lord of the Astral Sea.
Would they have ended up fighting the mask? Fighting against the mask, or was
The
mask
mask
involved?
would have been with them.
Okay.
Because it was all natural deities versus the Forsaken lot. Then there was Aurum, who was the dwarven god of fury, and finally there was Zenfir, the Spider Queen.
Okay. Well, the Raven. Yes, I fought in a war alongside her. Possibly.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just sold stuff to the army. I don't know. I sold decent stuff this time. I didn't lie to them. Possibly.
That's good to hear. But do you know what her motif is?
It's dead. Oh.
Make me a religion check to
Yeah,
to
you
know
start
if
to
it's for undead or against it.
It's undead in some way.
Oh, so close. That would have been so much fun.
Religion, that's going to be with a +1.
+1. You know, the Raven Queen wasn't fond of undead. In a moment of desperation, she was fine with it, but she was still particularly against it.
Okay. Now, I get what you're saying. I'm less than alive. And the Raven Queen doesn't like that.
In essence, yes. Your soul, you have died, and at that point, your soul is supposed to be under her guardianship. And
Yes, I understand.
it's
that.
still attached to the rest of your corpse. That's a problem. My
Why?
job then is to separate the two.
What?
Send your soul back off to the mortals, the astral sea, and belongs.
Or
No.
you have a chat with the Raven Queen before doing that.
Or just don't tell her about it.
Or technically, Queglod, you're an extension of the
So if I
Raven
get
Queen's
closer to the
will.
door out. Just don't tell her.
The door out is a pit
Yes.
below that falls about 100 feet under rubble.
good. That's
And
what
the
I
only
really
way
like.
out is Queglod's bird. Awful.
Now,
Queglod, the
You're
Raven
an
Queen is-
extension of the Raven Queen, in a sense, right?
In a sense, yeah.
Well, what if you, as a follower of the Raven Queen, were to guard this specific soul on the material plane? Because then the Raven Queen would be the guardian of the soul.
You're just making up excuses now, Sasha.
I kind of am. Come on, Queglod.
Okay.
Look, talk to the
Okay,
Raven
okay,
Queen
let me
first.
defend myself. Have you not met any other undead like me before?
A couple.
And what did you do to them?
We hired one of them, actually.
That was different. Did we
Was it?
though?
did we
don't
kill that guy, or
know.
did he burn himself to death?
Oh, he burned himself to death.
He burned to death, but then you crushed his skull and ended his existence.
Okay, so you're 1 for 1.
But again, he was a special case.
We
Was it
don't
something
know
big
what
like
this
that?
guy's case is. He said he assumes he died.
Well,
Just talk to the Raven Queen first.
how about this? So
He might have ended up having a ring like the one that
now that you're
nearly cursed me.
undead, what do you intend to do?
Well, obviously, quotes alive for a reason. I need to figure out what that reason is.
Within reason.
Within reason. Okay, I'm not going to go around being, oh, look at me, I'm an evil dead man, let's take over your village. No! What sort of monster do you take me for? An undead? Oh, right, yes. I'll probably scare some kids on Halloween. Whatever this world's equivalent of Halloween is.
Did you even have Halloween
It's like
back in your
I-
day?
Soul
I-
Day.
I do. It's called Ancestors Waking.
Oh god.
Perfect! I'm an ancestor! I'm awake! Trying here, guys. I really
If
am.
it's ancestors waking every day, does that sort of diminish the specialty of the occasion?
Think of it as like it's all prep time for the main event.
All right,
I guess.
Sovak.
Okay, just
Tell you
okay. At least let me see my grandson and slap him about a bit.
I am so in support of this, Queglod.
Come on, even you can't deny
Come
that's
on.
a pretty good deal.
All
It's
right.
a great deal.
Think about it like this: the Raven Queen is capable of granting exceptions if
Mm-hmm.
your soul is likely to do more good to her cause on the mortal plane than in her custodianship. The question then is, will she want to grant an exception to you? Apparently you did fight alongside her at one point.
Well,
So,
You
I was a
helped the war
soldier.
effort.
or helped? I don't know. You
So
know
here's
what?
the deal.
Fuck it, let's roll for this because I'm fed up of unknowns.
You were on her side in the war. You were on her side during the war. I fought in the war.
I
was
fought on her side in the war. I remember now. I had a spear and everything. I was no good with it.
That's why I have these. Pulls out 2 skeleton arms.
yeah.
Wait a minute. How am I doing this? Pulls out 2 skeleton arms. This is my arms and jazz hands.
Ah, there you have your
Use
scimitars.
one arm to
No, I have my rapiers,
use the
Chris.
other
Oh,
arm.
sorry, your rapiers. My bad.
Every time.
Every time.
So, okay. What's the worst thing that happens if if I'm left alive? Worst possible scenario.
What do you mean left alive?
Duh, you know what I mean. Don't get pedantic on me.
Alright, here's the deal
If
I'm
not
going to offer
quite
you.
dead.
Tonight, I will hold communion with the Raven Queen.
Yes.
If she contacts me and says that it is in her will for you to continue, then I will allow that to happen. Until then, I will be keeping an eye on you,
Noted.
but you'll be allowed to go about your business.
Excellent. What if she doesn't contact you?
I'll assume that it's business as normal.
Run.
Remove you.
Oh,
Well,
Okay.
I mean, that's a bit of a false negative there, isn't it? Maybe
Okay,
she's
okay.
busy.
th- th-
She is the Raven Queen.
I mean, this is like her entire job.
She has plenty of souls. How's she gonna
Flexible. And this one's like a really old one, so it's not even worth the
old
effort.
and dusty?
Yeah.
What do you
Raggedy.
think she
Doesn't
prefer?
want this
think
soul.
the Raven Queen would prefer like a nice ripe plant of bananas, or just like this old moldy one that's only really good in like a banana split?
or like cooked into a banana loaf. Like, this Raven Queen doesn't want banana loaf. Queglod, what are you saying?
What are you
I can't
suggesting?
banana
Some
loaf
sort of
right now.
trade?
I'm suggesting that as long as he's helpful to us, because you know, we can always use another person helping out. Then, and as long as the Raven Queen doesn't like, as long as the Raven Queen, if the Raven Queen doesn't say anything like just straight up to kill him, then even if she says nothing at all, then we see where things go.
So,
If he turns on us, if he does anything unpleasant, and if the Raven Queen tells us to take him out, I will be right there with you.
Besides, we just killed off a bunch of Morbin. I'm pretty sure all those Morbin souls are an equal trade for one skeleton.
I mean, that's fair.
Morbin don't really go to
Not
death
really.
as normal.
That's
I don't really,
fucked up.
Not
Morbin
really
don't really have souls.
The Morbin have souls.
It's
Wow.
more black of goo.
I'd say you probably know that not all souls go to the Raven Queen for one reason or another. Usually it's because they get taken away by whatever deity they worship, or demon, or something like that.
Oh,
Well, I don't know what
wait,
worship the Raven Queen, so I don't
wait,
know
wait,
what it is.
wait. He's an elf.
Yes.
I don't suppose you followed any elf gods?
The mask.
What's their stance on undead?
Make me a religion check.
Is that me or Sam?
I mean, both of you if you want to. Anyone who's heard of Mask and is either proficient in religion or an elf can... or was an elf.
Ah, no. 5.
Makes sense. I know about that. That's with +1, so 15.
Yeah. So from your point of view, on this, Elsian... Elsian?
Sovak.
I'm going to make that mistake a lot, so just go with it.
I
Don't
promise
worry,
I'm
don't
not
worry.
just an undead Elsian.
He's not an undead Elsian, I'll tell you that much. If you want, I can have Elsian perform a sending tonight, which isn't Sovak.
I
it's
would
not-
like that.
It's
actually.
not.
That's
It's me.
fine.
It's me getting it wrong because I'm so used
That's
to
fine. He insinuated
got
that
the smell
Elgin
of
isn't
sour.
perfect, so I'm going to believe he's not Elgin.
it. That's fine. All right. So, what you Sovak understand about the mask is that the mask is typically one for thievery. There's not really much of a stance on undead, other than if you can steal something from them to make their life a little bit more difficult, it can be funny, which pleases Mask.
Oh God, I'm just watching the
I
laughing
think I
god
know
from
about
Warhammer.
Okay, do you tell everyone this?
Okay, the mask is a bit more about self-sufficiency. How can I spin thievery into a good thing? What do the Republicans do?
Very much believes in a lack of materialism.
Of other people.
And also your responsibilities.
Hey, I have responsibilities. Apparently now I've got a grandson that needs a good slap.
Can you even call it a slap if it's bone?
Okay, a thwack.
I think it'd be more of a bludgeoning.
Maybe if I were to put it in dice form, it would be 1d8 plus 5 bludgeoning.
Does being all bone give
Right.
you more or less dice rolls on a punch?
Yes,
Does what? Sorry.
it's probably the same.
Okay.
Because, let's face it, I don't have muscles.
But you got magic holding you together.
Anyway, what's the worst that could happen?
Come on, Queglod. He's related to Elsian. Do you really think he can do anything that bad?
I can tell you baby stories at Elsie.
Yes.
Okay, do you think he could ever be competent enough to do anything actually dangerous to anyone?
Take offense
Assuming
to
that you're
that.
correct, he could still do it by accident.
He's from the dad's
It's not
side.
about-
That might mean he doesn't have as much.
But,
of the
I mean,
bad
intent
DNA.
does play a part.
It doesn't actually matter what he does with his soul, it matters where the soul is.
Oh god, my PC's
Let's just talk. Let's just talk to you. Talk to the Raven Queen. I keep wanting to call her a Queenie. And we'll go from there. All right.
That was my plan. Yes.
So does
Also,
everyone just
I'm
go
going to
with
be
a
taking
Raven?
one of his arms because I want to play
Hey!
with it. Yoink.
That's rude. You gotta ask to do that first.
Sovak, I'm going to take your arm now.
No, ask politely.
Sovak, can I please borrow your arm for a bit?
Which one?
Your choice. Dealer's choice.
Take the left one.
I take the
My
left
hand in my
arm.
Left arm.
Okay. You unsocket the left arm.
Okay. I want to try something really dumb. Are you okay with that, Sovak?
Back it. As long as it doesn't get me killed. Side glances.
Probably
side
not.
glances without eyeballs. It's
Probably not. Probably won't. Can I use the arm as a bludgeoning weapon and use my divine strikes on it?
Yes, you can. Actually, no, because
Like
only
that.
skeletons can use their own arms as weapons. So as you do, you take a swing. It's not as good as a warhammer. Probably does 1d4 plus your strength mod, because it's an improvised weapon for you rather than an actual weapon.
I'm
rather-
trained in using my arm to beat people up.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Whereas, and your divine strikes still proc, I believe, for improvised
They
weapon.
should.
They should do, yeah. So yeah, it does. As the arm bursts partially into flame, it feels hot, and you can feel it, Sovak. But other than the feeling of a slapping against stone, it's not painful.
That's just madly uncomfortable. Can you stop?
Oh, sorry. And I hand it back over. See, look, he survived divine fire.
Okay, don't start trying that. Even I know that's bullshit.
Okay, all right, fine, but still. Tell me baby stories about Elsian.
Not to break this up, Feng kind of
Oh.
takes a step forward.
Yeah, we have been doing this for a while.
If we were going to take a rest, could we go to the surface? I would much prefer to be in a bed than on the floor again.
Oh, I assumed we were walking and talking, but okay. Yeah, yes,
No,
yes.
I mean,
we-
walking and talking
walking
consists of
where?
going
What?
directly up. So,
You know.
are you proceeding to
dwarf.
make your way out of the cavern now? And you'll have your conversation on your walk up, the rest of it. Can I assume that, or are you going to...
Yes.
Okay. So,
What's the worst that could happen?
using what's left of Felipe's flight, you travel down, you climb up the magical rope that Feng left behind, proceed... Oh no. You'd have to reuse the rope, take it up, and climb up, or whatever. You make your way up through one means or another. You then proceed to make your way up further and further, travelling up through the various chambers, until eventually you reach the surface. Malcom just burned the rest of your spell slots you'd need. I think you've got what you said you had one that you would do the trick, so... And seeing as you've taken a short rest, you can dye a mole a hole into wherever. You're fine.
Yeah.
Over the course of the next 2.5 hours, because you have to make your way up, it's a fairly slow process, as well as making your way out. Having a conversation on the way, you eventually reach that tunnel which leads out into the world. And as you eventually reach out, you can hear the safe sound of the chirping of crickets and the gentle and steady flow of waterfall. It is dark out at this current time. You've spent quite a lot of time underground, and it's currently reaching nighttime. You can see the last bits of orange glow against the side of certain buildings as the sun is setting off in the distance.
So that's why skeletons were spawning.
I just realised something. Whatever happened to that guy who was dressing up in all that fur? Where did he go?
Oh, Rook,
Remember him?
he's right here.
Alright?
Wait,
Huh?
Wait, you were talking about Rook, right?
No.
no.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
but-
human.
Human in fur.
The human?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He was
You're
casting
right.
spells on behalf of the Bemorbin. We never met him again.
Correct.
Oh, dear. I can't believe I forgot that.
Meh.
Does anyone really care enough to try and find out?
Probably didn't end up well for him anyway.
Yeah. Well, he'll either lead the Morbin in an attack against us, or he'll die. So either
Any
way,
of you have scry? Oh wait, shit, that won't work.
you need his name right.
No.
You need to
Well,
have
we have
seen.
seen
You
him.
need to have seen
Yeah.
them or the name,
Yeah,
and the only person who's seen
I'm
them
the
is
only
Bern.
one who saw him.
There are other methods you can attempt to do this. So, for example, if you can recreate a way of showing them an accurate model, that can work. But otherwise, it's not possible. And you'd also
Malcolm,
need
are
the
you
material.
Coughing, are you coughing to
Yeah,
make
it's
this
just,
up,
I'm
or are you
coughing.
just... Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, the other people with Scry would need the material component to do so, which I don't think only Sasha has. Actually, wait, Sasha, can you even? Oh, yeah, of course you can learn Scrying as a cleric. Malcom
Yes, I
has it.
can.
Yes. Can Blood imitate the face?
Okay, Sovak. You watch as out of a cut on Bern's face, you watch as he begins to bleed very rapidly. As you watch as pulling himself free. Are you bloodied, Bern?
No. Oh wait.
You are now bloodied as he tears himself free from your form. As now you watch as bursting forth and just tearing his way free, this red gelatinous slime falls to the ground. You watch as two eyes kind of appear out of it as he stands up and kind of just blinks once and twice with the kind of like a reptile would, with layers of slime that just coat over the eyes.
Oh. Good gods, what is that?
Do you mean what is that?
It's blood. I know it's been a while.
It's got eyes! Blood shouldn't have eyes!
How do you know?
It's special blood.
It shouldn't be alive.
Back in my time, we didn't have special blood, we just had blood. Maybe occasionally it was blue instead of red, but it's still blood.
There is green blood out there too.
Okay, whatever.
And black.
Tieflings like bleed a rainbow of colors, depending on
More
what
often
color
than
they
not,
are.
that thing's just not really so much blood as it is reanimating dark slime from some unknowable entity.
Bern, Blue
That's
turns
worse.
to you.
That was inside him.
Blue turns to you, Bern. What did you want? To
It-
look like
you-
that rat person? None of the rest of you can hear this. You just watch as it stares at Bern.
Yes. You remember his face, right?
Yes. I'll do my best. Let's make a charisma check. I'll give
Just
him...
watching this, Sasha just mumbles to
I'll
everyone.
enhance it if possible.
Enhance it, okay. Giving it advantage, so additional roll. Okay. Natural 15, what's the charisma of Blood?
Probably not very high, let me check.
Natural 20.
Oh, actually? Wait. That's 2.
Plus 2,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
17. You will watch
That's-
as a red imitation of a humanoid individual with patches of fur just attached to his skin. Kind of like, almost like sideburns, but patched on various portions of his body around his shoulders, arms, back of his hands. You see the nails that are slightly clawed as he's kind of there, and he kind of just looks back and then proceeds to do a slow turn, almost like a catwalk, kind of showing off this model,
Yes.
whoever it is.
Work, Blood.
Could you scry on that face now?
I have no idea.
Just imagine this, but not entirely red.
Right. Sovak, I don't suppose you recognize this one from your time with the Morbin?
Why, Chris?
Make me a history check.
And you roll for me, please, because it
Ah,
doesn't
right.
take yet.
No. 19.
19.
Plus 1 is 20. Yes, you do. Not this particular one, but you recognize the kind of individual this is. There are humans who live in the underground there, and it was particularly interesting and strange for this to happen, and all you knew is that they were closer to the surface than they were underground. These individuals were were-rats.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, I don't know this one in particular, but they're part rat, part person. Were rats. Like Alphabet, do you still have that these days? Is that still common?
We have were creatures, I think.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, not common, but they're still about.
Yeah, they're not.
It's died out more since the Age of Ascension.
Yeah, back in my day, everyone was getting weird lycanthropy things. I almost became a were-tiger.
As does the style of the time.
I'll be honest. I would have gone for being a were-tiger over being a skeleton. No offense.
Back in the day,
Why
they
not
called
both?
it pinning.
Does that mean you just like have really big teeth?
No, it means his bones grow fur.
Oh, oh no!
Hairy bones.
Okay, I'll let us be known now because I think this was a genuine idea for Sovak.
God, it's like,
no.
it's like a bunch of caterpillars got together and formed a human next.
Oh.
Honestly, if you
My
didn't
name's
kill
Hairy
him, I would
Bones.
wonder what's wrong with you?
Oh my
Bit of
god!
Like a fucking turd sculpture.
Look,
You look
Thursday's
like-
been through a lot.
Anyway.
They've met those things.
Oh yeah, we actually did.
Wait, what? Which ones?
You fought the living turd in the sewers, remember?
Oh yeah, that's a stupid thing. I don't like it. It ate me.
Yes, no, it didn't eat you. It ate Infernal.
No,
No, it
didn't.
ate me.
No,
Yeah.
no, Infernal was off in another pipe.
I got
Oh
showered
right,
and
yeah,
shit.
sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Sorry, I got my turds wrong.
Anyway, so
Should we go rest now, please?
yeah, as you're currently standing in the bottom of the little ravine, you're making your way
I
out.
mean, I was
back
gonna
into
say, let's
town.
go get a drink, everyone.
I need a bath.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that. Bath would be nice.
So are we back in civilization now?
Yes, and you've still got your disguise on.
Good.
We
Go
should
back.
probably notify the people we asked.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll go
yes.
talk to the.
I'll go find us a bathhouse.
I'll
So,
talk to them. in a moment.
Queglod, come with me.
Alright.
You're not going to make us try and get chummy, are you?
Look.
She wants to kill me.
I would think you'd be used to that.
Honestly, I've been living in an underground area full of morbin for a good few years now.
Then this is a nice change of pace.
No,
That
they've
is
been
only.
trying to kill me. It's sad that they can't.
Right. I'm just thinking a little bit of time to get to know each other might make things a little bit more amicable. Also, we've been inside that fucking cave for so long, and I was inside of that thing for a good couple of seconds
Yeah, you
before I managed to yeet myself out of there. So I would very much like to have a bath as quickly as possible. Also, your bones stink.
Indeed.
Anything that was possible.
All of those things are entirely true.
So, you're going to search for bathhouses. Who's going with? It was Queglod, Sasha,
Me.
And Sovak.
Because
Ghaakt,
I
and
need it.
Sovak. Okay, Bern and Malcom. Malcom, you were heading to.
I was heading
the
to the
authorities.
war. Yes, the.
Is there like a
Infernal-
delivery service in the city?
Yes, there is the military service. There's the Dwarven garrison, and then there's the.
I meant the
human garrison.
delivery, not military.
Oh, delivery service.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll say that's what you're searching for.
Post office.
Yeah, you're looking for the local post office at like 8 p.m. Actually, no, it'll be
Oh.
earlier than that. It'll be about 6 p.m. just because the sun's going down. It's winter. So if you find one, you can access it tomorrow, but not tonight. And I guess Rook would be following you guys to the bath. Probably sounds like a good idea to him.
Probably.
He has a lot of stinky fur.
We are going to need to, find a private bath.
All right.
We only just met you, buddy. I don't.
No.
Just go a little fast there.
Okay, right. Just come here. Okay, I want you to look very closely at my hand. Okay? I'm a skeleton.
Oh, right.
I'm glad I let Sovak be a thing.
Oh my.
Best investment ever. Alright, so... So, seeing as Malcom, you're doing that one thing on your own, go ahead and roll me an investigation check for me, please. This will just be to make your way there as quick... Actually, no, survival check, as this will be to make your way there as quick as possible, before they potentially close up.
Yes, because I have been there before. Okay. Yay, bad rolls for me today. Actually, no, that's fine. I got a +9.
So that's a 14. Oh, yay, bad rolls for you today.
Look, I've rolled a nat 1 and a 5 so far.
Okay, that's fair. Alright, so making your way... well, at least it's getting better. Making your way to the Dwarven Fortress. You head there. In the current state that you're in, you are relatively sweaty after all of this. You aren't in the best conditions at the moment, but you make your way there nonetheless. The guards stop you as you approach, kind of raising their hand. Halt! Is there a reason you've come here?
I came to report about the Morbin issue you guys were having.
Go on.
My party and I just got done taking care of the Morbin nest.
Were you hired by us for that particular task, or...?
Yes.
You're not
Yes.
there,
Yeah, we were. Because technically we were, but when I used the ring on the guy, so technically yes.
You weren't hired, you were asked. Hired intends that you get a reward.
Damn it! They tricked us into doing that for free.
I mean, we did get a fuck ton of gemstones.
Well, it was a matter of either you got arrested or you got out of there, and he just said, you can take care of it if you want, but there's no problem here.
Not necessarily hired. We were asked to do it. We were told if we wanted to do it, we could. And we did it, so I was just coming to report back that it was taken care of before I got some rest, because I got exploded twice in there and diced up, and I hate this.
I see. Okay, we'll report it to our commanding officer, and if whatever you say should be true, then maybe if we see you again, we might thank you and give you a more formal congratulations.
I showed them the head of the one that I sewed back together.
Ah. You might want to dispose of that. It'll probably rot very quickly and smell pretty bad.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I wanted to bring back proof. It took a lot of work putting this thing on.
That's fair. The guard at this point's like holding back the stench of it and going, okay, just go on. Do you want us to take that for you?
No, I'll take care of it.
Okay, just don't do anything stupid with it.
Do you know where a bathhouse is, at least?
There aren't... If you're looking for public baths, there are some closer to the actual, ravine near the mining area. Around this time, a lot of the miners would probably have gone in there for now. So if you wanted more of a private session, you'd have to probably wait till about 9-10 p.m. If you wanted private bathing, then you're gonna have to wait. Unfortunately, that's the only place you'll be able to get a bath around here.
Alright, fair enough.
Unless you own a home, of course.
Home ownership, eh?
Do any of us look like we own a home? Really?
Well, none of you are there. It's just this one guy holding a rat head who stinks.
I mean, yes, he definitely doesn't look like it. But, like, I don't think any of us look like homeowners.
Right,
so
as
much
far as they're concerned, a homeless guy just walked up with a sewn-together rat head and declared he's the hero of the city. So...
I did not say just me. I said we.
I know you said we,
Are
but we
your
currently
allies
consists of
here
you, a
with
Paper
you?
Drake, and Aurum. Who
That
also
is
stink.
true. Look, we were down there for such a long time. I got exploded twice.
You think that's bad? Sasha got eaten.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
diced up
by
into
a
little
god,
pieces in 1
Avatar.
second.
So,
We deleted God's account.
is there anything that you wanted to do after speaking to the guards here?
No, just gonna go find a party wherever the hell they were.
Okay. As they did declare that they were... As they were declaring that they were heading to the bathhouses or trying to find some, I'd like everyone who's with them to roll investigation checks. So, are you able to roll now, Sam, or?
Yes.
Alright.
It's time for
So I
bath.
will roll just for Rook. Investigation checks here.
Oh no.
Haha!
And
Nat
Sasha strikes
one.
again, natural one.
and Bern, who are you going with again? Oh no, you were investigating the postal service.
With me and myself, yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, you rolled a natural 3 on your investigation. So.
That's,
That is a 16 total for me.
Okay. I think you're the highest out of everybody.
Only Queglod
So-
knows where to go.
So, Queglod, you gather that from this town, the closest thing to a bathhouse probably is where a lot of the work would be, or in a luxurious place. This place isn't luxurious. It's military and mining based. This isn't a place where people typically go, oh yeah, I'm just going to buy a fancy house here and live here, because it's not the best place. It's next to a ravine, which from basic history you understand has the rumours of being cursed. So it's probably not the most ideal spot to live. I mean, Adamantia's better. However, looking around and getting a general view of this, with the assistance of Felipe and looking around, there is a relatively large building not that far from the edge of the ravine, that is surrounded by a small section of houses. It's this bit here, a chain of houses here. And as you proceed to understand that, you can see what looks to be water has been hauled up and into there. There is a series of staircases leading down into the small gap where you just were, where a lot of the foliage here is growing. So yeah, you probably gather that's probably where you'll be able to find one. Do you all head there?
I
Yes.
suppose
Sure.
so. There don't seem to be many brilliant options.
Okay.
You know what, Sovak? I actually think you're beginning to smell less bad.
I mean, if worst comes to worst, there's always the river that's right over there.
I mean, I prefer a warm bath, but alright.
Beggars can't be choosers.
At least one thing about all of this:
Hmm?
our clothes aren't dirty.
That's true.
Wait, does everyone have Shishkri approved
Yes.
clothing?
Yeah.
Also, Vic, you're going
That
to
was
miss
inside
out.
of the
But
fashion
wait,
trend.
you don't need to worry about clothes.
I do.
You-
They hide
you
my
knew
empty
this.
rib cage.
If anything, he needs to worry about clothes the most.
He's got a realistic disguise, it's fine.
Wait, so Chris, would that cover me even if I didn't have clothes on?
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh god, he could be naked and we wouldn't even know it.
No. I would
That's
still
why
be
you never
naked.
look at him. That's
Wait.
why you never look at him.
That makes him look like before he died, right?
Effectively, yes.
Effectively, yeah. What... The nature of it, it's in your character sheet, by the way, Sam, under inventory.
Oh, just double checking.
It's the fourth one down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't need to wear clothes to have it work. It's just preferable to have armor on, because then you're prepared. Okay, so
thank you for doing this, Chris.
that's fine.
I can't remember if you. Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, the bit below it's better, personally. What's in your backpack?
Yes. Okay, that yes. Wait a minute. I could have found a useful tool in there for last time.
Maybe. All right, so heading to the bathhouses, you can hear the sound of bustle from the inside, the sounds of shouting of human and dwarven individuals, as well as general singing. The smell of scented water, and just also the smell of sweatiness and work just proceeds to also leave the aroma of this building. It is a mostly wooden building with a stone rim base, much like a lot of the area around here. The area from the inside sounds like it's currently very busy, and you can also hear the sound of running water from within, as well as seeing what looks to be general steam rising outwards of a few vents on the roofs themselves. The building's otherwise quite large. It's got a single entrance, a fairly small archway with what looks to be, instead of a door, it seems to have just a cloth cover over the front. And you can see a few windows here and there along the edges. I'd say, Malcolm, you're probably about half a minute behind, so you'll see all this in a minute.
Why not?
But in we go, and Sasha charges forward.
Okay. Going inside, with Sasha leading the charge, you immediately enter and you see what looks to be a human individual sat behind what looks to be a desk with what looks to be a book in one hand, currently just reading. As they look up, they take off a set of reading glasses. The individual is male, probably in his mid-40s. Slicked back hair, either grease or gel of some kind is being used to hold it back. It seems fairly thin on top, probably patterned balding on the top. Few wrinkles beginning to set in and thick sideburns along the sides of his head, but otherwise well kept in general. The outfit he wears is kind of a thicker, kind of grey overcoat, almost. Think kind of like just those anoraks. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Kind of like one of those, and seems to have a stack of towels to one side, as well as an abacus that is present as well. As he looks up, he goes, "Ah, guests, welcome. You've chosen a poor time, unfortunately. Quite a lot of the workers are in the baths. If you're here for a bath and you don't mind there being a lot of people, then and it being crowded, then this is probably a fine time for it. But if you're looking for a more relaxing time, I'd suggest coming back in about an hour or two."
That kind of puts an issue in our plans.
As you're kind of there, you see he begins to... He's trying to hide it as best he can, but there is a visible, disdain from the stench that's coming off of you.
I step forward. Yes, I'm sorry, what is it?
Although it seems you might be in need of a bath. No offense.
Yeah.
Oh, none taken. Just busy murdering a load of Morbin. I got eaten by something.
Certainly sounds like an adventure for your lot. Yes.
Stuck on the ground for many years.
I don't suppose... Just to get rid of the major smell, how much would it cost to get, say, a pitcher of warm scented water to essentially
chuck over yourself?
Pretty much. Because I want to get this stuff off me as soon as possible.
Probably say 3 copper. We do have... I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably stand in the courtyard and just wipe yourself off and pour scented water of yourself. If you're looking to get your armor cleaned, then I'd recommend the river down the way, so long as the stuff that's on you isn't poisonous. That's also our drinking supply.
Well, I'm not dead yet, so...
Okay. Have you eaten any?
take a finger, sort of get up a dab of it.
What?
Dab it on your
I'm
tongue.
just gonna sniff it first.
It smells vile.
Yeah, no, I just like shake head. No. No, obviously not.
Just as well. Malcolm, you'd walk in at this point. You'd see the party currently having a discussion with this individual. As he goes, "I'll be with you in a moment." Yes.
Oh,
if you
good
could-
God! What's that in that man's hand?
No, I put it away by now. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
walk
he's just
through
carrying a
town.
rat head through the city.
Yeah, I'm not gonna walk through the city carrying a morbid head, alright?
Oh man.
I don't know what you're into.
So
I hear things that princes do for kits and giggles. Some creepy stuff.
So, well, if you are just looking to get yourself cleaned up, I could probably have one
Initially, the bath comes later once you actually got space.
If you're just looking to wipe yourself down, we do have restrooms for such occasions. People do get dirty, it is a mine out there, and so things can be not great, and we also bandage individuals up here, so if you needed that time to do that as well, then we can get you a restroom. That'll be 2 copper per person. Unless, of course, you're from the mines, but from the adventure that you said you're from, that's probably unlikely.
Right. To clarify, how much to book a room, and in the meanwhile, how much to book a room for after the workers leave?
These aren't private bathhouses. This is one big tub.
No, you
Yeah.
said that there were private ones.
Restrooms. No. Restrooms are basically you get.
No, restrooms, yes, but like I meant an actual. You said that there were private baths.
No, there aren't.
If we wanted a private, if we
wanted a
wanted to
private
have,
bath,
yeah, if we wanted to have private bath, we had to wait a few hours.
Yeah.
The private bath was in the essence of all the miners will have gone home by then.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? Let's just go get a bath.
First things first, Malcolm, having dealt with this before and doesn't want this to happen again, is going to cast Detect Poison and Disease, so I can check and make sure we don't have any diseases.
You don't have any diseases in you. However, you are coated from head to toe in all manner of malicious diseases.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we didn't have any in us, because last time we did, we all got
Yeah.
sick.
Yes, we'd like to clean off as quickly as possible. Strongest soaps and scents you've got in the restroom. Then can we go into the public area?
Yes, if you wanted to wait, and as I said, it would be a little bit more private then that could work, but otherwise it's...
Honestly, just need to get clean right now.
Okay, that's fair. In such a case,
Like, we don't know what this stuff is. If you have anything to
that's
sterilize
fair. We
stuff.
can give you some basic wiping alcohol, as well as a few towels and some hot scented water to go with it.
That would be wonderful.
If you wanted did you want a group restroom or did you want a private restroom?
Anyone here, like, shy?
No.
Not really.
Not really. No,
Don't think our good buddy here could do with one.
But Sovak could have blushed just then.
So Chris,
We can't tell.
I met you while I was naked.
That is true.
That's true. Just sat up in his cage. Just like, yeah, don't mind me.
Exactly genitalia as a skeleton.
Yeah, but you're still willing to bone.
I wish I could.
Disguise self.
Anyway,
So
yes, let's do that.
one
How
group
much for
restroom.
everyone here for as long as is needed?
Well, an individual restrooms are 2 copper pieces per person. For a larger restroom of your lot, I'd probably say that'd be a silver. I'd also say that if you're wanting the towels and the scented hot water, and the rubbing alcohol to go with it, I'd probably say that costs you an additional. He obviously pulls up the abacus, slides it a few ways. Probably an additional 3 gold pieces.
Right.
That'll
Malcolm,
be
pay
enough
the
for
man.
all of you.
So what was it? 3 gold, 1 silver?
Yes.
Just so you know, we are missing a lot of party fund.
Well, good thing we've just gotten a load of jewels. Come on, man.
Alright. Paid.
Okay.
Also, I'm making you pay for things because, you know, you're a
Wait.
prince.
Wait, you
Doesn't mean I have money.
Wait, you're a prince?
Look, we'll
I
talk
know,
about
I couldn't
that.
believe it either.
Tieflings have princes?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
you know-
you're really old, aren't you?
Yeah, Prince of the
Oh,
Nine Hells.
no.
Yes, I'm really old. Remember, there's everything that goes with being really old.
Crap, you said that in person. Now this guy knows that I'm a prince. Why would you do this to me? You jerk!
Was he paying attention?
No.
No.
Thank goodness
Maybe
they
we
were
get
paying-
preferential treatment.
No.
Okay.
No, they
fine.
charge
Yeah,
him
we'll
extra.
just get stabbed.
No,
He's a
it's-
tiefling anyway.
They charge him
I'm
extra.
not paying
Yeah.
more money.
Sovak. That's not acceptable anymore. Tieflings are...
Don't care.
Wait, what?
Don't make me smite you. I pull out my bashing stick of undead whacking.
The guy behind the desk goes, whoa. No weapons in here.
Oh,
And I don't want to
See?
find any I don't want to find any I don't want to find a bloody mess in the restroom if you're concaving his head.
I promise that's not going to happen.
Don't worry. You know what? Why don't we leave our weapons out here? Do you have
Yeah, I
lockers
agree.
or something?
Preferable. We have lockers if you wanted to rent one.
Excellent.
It would be an additional
Alright,
gold for all
let's
of
do
you.
that then.
Oi!
What have we got? Just one really big locker.
That's what I mean. It's 1 gold for
Oh,
one
right,
locker for
okay.
all of your things.
All right.
Guys, here's the thing. You get your weapons taken away from me. I still have my arms.
Yeah, and I still have spells.
So I
Yeah,
also
same.
still have spells.
And
But
also,
Rook,
and
you
also
still have
Malcolm, don't forget, you're a monk. You can punch people.
Yes, I can. I know kung fu.
Okay, the monk I'm scared
know.
of. There's also the fact that if you cast spells, then if you're naked, you don't have your focuses on you.
Don't need it
Oh,
for
I
all
do.
spells.
Yeah, Bern does.
I don't know why that is. I
Don't
don't
need
scared
it for
to
my radiant damage cantrips.
If he's stripping down, you'll see why in a moment. No one's actually seen Bern without his clothes off.
Oh, is he like Kendall smooth?
Quite the opposite, actually.
Oh,
Oh, my.
hello there. You
Get-
might get
puts on
some
a monocle.
pressure
We'll
in
get to
my
that in a
household.
moment. So,
Okay.
as you
Once we figure out where Bern actually is.
so you're paying the extra gold for the locker as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that's what people want to do, and yeah, pay for that as well.
Paying the extra gold for the locker, you put away your things. You are led to your
Right,
restroom.
it-
You're given a key.
Before we do that, if it'll stop you complaining, I hand over 4 gold pieces over to Malcolm.
Huh?
Happy now.
I was just
No,
saying.
no, no,
we're
no.
low on party funds. This is
There
party
you
funds.
go.
This is not personal funds. I'm not paying personally for everybody.
Well, no. Well, then put that in the party fund then, if you're going to complain about it.
I'm not complaining.
I'm just saying. Like,
Okay, then this goes back up to.
we've got a certain lifestyle we've become accustomed to.
It's fair.
And what would that be?
Aristocratic.
I don't
living.
know, lots of ale and meats. The
Liking
occasional
the sound
bar.
of this. I mean, I
You
don't
literally
have to
can't
eat.
enjoy either of those. And
Hey.
Man.
Can you?
I can. You
How
don't
does
know
that
me.
work? How does that work?
How does it work for you?
I mean, bits and things inside mush it up and squish it out.
Yes. Exactly. Granted, I have to hold a bowl underneath myself so I don't make a mess, but still. Sometimes, yes, I do forget that that I shouldn't swallow, and I end up with the inside of my clothes full of minced beef, but still.
Wait. But you can taste things, right?
Yeah. And yes, I know I don't have a tongue.
What? Sasha's just
But
gonna
then
like.
again, I
Sasha's
shouldn't
just
be
gonna
able to
be cleaning
speak.
this stuff off. Like, nope.
The guy
not-
in front of
not
you is
doing it.
really confused right now.
Yeah, you're talking about all this.
You said we moved over to the place.
all right, yeah,
We're
that's
in
A
fine.
wizard
You're
did
given,
it.
you're given your key. You head into the restroom. You are given a series of benches and places where you can like place your clothes. You can get changed, etc., and ready for the bath as it was. As you're saying this, you're beginning to clear the smears off of your armor, of the kind of the grey and black juice. As you're trying, just taking clumps of it off and just chucking it down the drain. It's probably going to get clogged later, but oh well.
That's
Oh,
not
hey,
our
Sovak,
job.
wait, you can taste things, but you can't actually eat things. Have a lick of this.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
I hold up a finger of the goo.
Okay. I know I'm immune to diseases and poisons, but that's nasty.
Oh, fair enough. More scented water over my armor and over myself.
Okay. As you're proceeding to clean yourselves up, the rest of you doing the same?
Malcolm's trying to get done as quickly as possible so he
Just
can
let
just
everyone
go
have
and
time
take his
for-
bath.
It's
Yeah,
time
I'm
for the
cleaning
hot springs
myself.
episode. Here we go.
All right. So,
I'm getting in between my joints, popping my arm off, trying to clean the shot. No, I'm...
okay. Simon's just disappeared. Sasha, you're getting ready for a bath. Ghaakt, you are as well. Malcom, you are. Sovak, you are. Bern, are you?
I'm not there, am I?
Yeah. Oh, right. You're looking for the postal service.
I forgot all about him.
We're close.
Yeah. As you're looking around town for a messenger, you don't find any.
Is there anyone close that I can ask?
Getting a quick look around, there's a bunch of people. You're fairly near the middle of the town at the moment with the large clock tower. Looking around, there seem to be a few guards that are just wandering around patrolling. Other than that, most of the people seem to have shut up shop and gone home.
I'll go to one of the guards.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Do you have any postal service in the city?
No, but we do have messengers if you wanted to send a message to Adamanthia and then get that posted over.
It's more of like a package.
Right, that can... a little bit more difficult. Adamantia's only a day travel if you wanted to travel the roads and head southward from here.
I don't know.
It's an annoying service, but I mean, we could have a messenger sent in the morning to take a package, but depends on the size of the package. If it's a large one that would require like a horse and cart, then probably not. But if it's a handheld package, then we probably could, just so long as it's not valuable, because we can't rely on the messenger not trying to take it.
Okay. I doubt you'll want to take
What a
it. Okay, that's fine. Can you... Where should I ask for this?
Well, that can be done in the fortress. The R1 gesturing to himself as he's human guard as he points over towards the large fortress on the northwestern side of town. The fortress there, if you head in and you say you're looking for a messenger to send a message, as long as you're willing to pay the fee, it's 5 gold for a message, probably charge you a little bit extra for the package. Then they'll send that off to Adamanthia. That's the only place it will go, though. From there, it will be sent through postal if you're looking to get anywhere else around the Empire.
That's fine. So, in the morning, then.
Probably best.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No worries.
And where can I... Is there a bath?
There is. There's a public bath, not far from here. He points in a straight line down the road to what looks to be just about the edge of a large corner of a building. There's a bathhouse just there. You can see it there. It's got a little bit more of a lighter blue tinge to the roof. It'll probably be quite busy at the moment. If you're looking for more of a less rough time, probably go there in an hour. It'll be quite a lot of the dwarven workers and that kind of thing. So, yeah.
I think my party went over there. That's why.
If you've got friends, then they're probably there. Yeah, that should be fine then.
Alright, thank you. Goodbye.
Alright, no worries. And take care. I'd also recommend that you're in by 7, probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock tonight.
Alright. Bye.
Bye. You head
I'll
off.
head over.
Okay, you head off towards the bathhouses. You eventually get there. You see the human behind the desk and goes, another guest, a visitor. How can I help?
Yes, let's see, how many did come here? Oh. Did you see a Minotaur? A short lady.
Yes, and yes.
Another short lady.
Okay.
Are you with them?
Yes.
Right.
Did you...
Yes, they did book a room. If you wanted to join them, I'd say probably cost you an additional 2 copper. If you're wanting things like they wanted, the scented water and towel to clean yourself off, I'd say that would be an additional 5 silver. Or, not 5 silver.
Alright. I'll just toss in the gold and then...
Okay. Toss him a gold. He's like, thank you.
That's fine, just tell me where they
Yes, of course. Head down there in room 9 on the right. It's just a restroom, but you'll have access to the baths when you feel ready. It'll be quite busy at the moment. Just wait another half an hour and it'll be free.
Alright. And I'll head over.
Okay. As you're heading down the way, you hear on your door to your restroom, guys.
No, go away. I'm not buying any.
That's not nice.
Oh, Bern, get in here.
You can't. You got the key.
Okay, Sasha goes over and opens it.
Oh, wait! I can do this. Give me the key.
No.
I put...
No, okay.
You can do it from here. Just checking. Are there other people in here that isn't our party?
No, it's you
No,
guys.
just us.
Come on. Let me give it a try at least.
Could you let me in?
What? Okay, no, wait 1 second. Sovak's having a moment. What do you want to do?
Okay,
What do
I'll
you
pop my arm off. Put it in my hand. The one further away. I can get it from here. Then none of us have to leave the water.
All right. I put it in his hand. I then proceed to push it over to the door and get at it. I'm assuming there's some wiggling to get it in perfectly, and then turn.
Yeah, his arm just starts
I
doing
didn't
the
mean
worm
take
across
my-
the floor.
You just took my arm. Okay then. I was going to do it. Never
Sasha
mind.
reaches over, takes your arm, places the key in your hand, and with your remote control hand from here, you slot the key in, you unlock the door, and Bern, you are allowed entry.
Who
I have
let
my
me
hand
in?
back now.
No
Thank
one.
Everyone is currently
Everyone.
seated, and you watch as a skeletal arm is returned back to a full flesh elf who's still in full clothing, and just pops the arm in, and you watch as it disappears.
Why are you bathing in clothing?
Since he saw him put that arm on, does that mean that his entire body is flesh except for that arm?
Sure.
Wait,
Well,
why are
that's
you
a
bathing in your
right.
clothes?
They're
Oh,
very
wait, there is-
stinky.
No, that's not actually real.
No, yeah.
Where did you guys put your clothes?
Lockers, they're over there.
Because I
head
point
over
my arm
there.
that I haven't quite
Que-
attached
question.
again.
Sovak,
These
does your disguise thing have a nude setting?
I'm not nude. What?
Take
What?
off your clothes, boy.
No.
We're about to go
Yes,
into
I have.
we're about to
Am
go
I
into a
clothed?
bath.
It'll look weird if they just see a fully dressed elf, just,
Okay. I don't know how this magic works. I'm not even sure if it is magic. I
Also,
think it's
does
just
it
perfect
adjust to
bullshit.
look wet, or do you still look dry even when you leave? Like, how does that work?
I start flicking some water at him and see what happens.
It passes right through and it hits his bones on the inside, but there's no sign of becoming sodden.
Yeah, that's suspicious.
You're suspicious.
That
I'm
is
just
true.
I'm just gonna take him to one side and grab a jug of scented water and start like, I'm sorry, Sovak, but it appears you can't come into the water with us.
Bite me.
What?
Bite.
Bite?
Me.
Bite you? Why would I do that?
Sounds nasty.
Yes.
Bite.
I don't know where you've been.
Oh,
Oh,
fight.
fight. Right.
Sasha's
All right.
down for that.
All right. I proceed to punch him. He dies.
Make an attack roll.
No.
Yeah, don't mess with this
Did
party.
my work for me.
I know full well this party. It's just Chris knows why I'm now willing to do this.
17.
Right, that's
The punch.
plus.
Whack! It cracks across his face.
Not said clean off.
No.
No.
Oh.
Wait, does
you take
it
five,
do the
you
spin
take
round thing?
f-
Tell me it
5
does the
points of
spin round
damage.
thing.
You wouldn't know, it's disguised still.
Okay. Is that a D4
That's the
or?
spin.
No, you haven't got Tavern Brawler, so it's 1 plus your strength mod, which is just 5.
Okay. Wah.
Don't mess with the skeleton boy, otherwise Malcolm will turn into a dog and play fetch with your entire body.
So why would I waste it on that?
All right.
You've
Are
wasted
we-
it on.
are we- are-
you've
are we
wasted it on
done, Sovak,
stupider
now?
things.
Look, if you go out there, then they'll know you're a skeleton.
Unless you have some sort of, nude feature.
Or you have a good excuse.
Just give me a moment, okay? Okay. I go back into the room where the pun. One sec.
Okay. As
Malcolm's
Sovak
gonna go
is-
take
To
his bath.
clarify, Sasha did this fully nude.
Okay, as Sovak takes a moment.
Hmm.
Bern, you're in the room.
I
Are
take
you...
a moment to check. I'll make a nude version. Give me a sec.
What am I?
Are you preparing for a bath as well?
Yeah.
Okay. The rest of you, as you're all like, alright, are you going to have your bath or are you waiting until the miners have left?
Malcolm doesn't really care if they're there or not. So
Well, it's really more.
Let's
for,
flex on them.
It's really more of Skella Boy's problem than our problem.
He is going to go bathe in clothes.
So
So,
I guess
so Bern, you're preparing?
Yeah.
Okay, as the rest of you are preparing, you watch as, for the first time, as Bern's kind of taking off his shirt, you've only ever seen glimpses of it, but now you're getting a better look at it. You can see large shards of metal just jamming out of his skin at various portions on his body. His shoulders, his upper arms, on the back. You can see on the underside there are these large shards just kind of burrowing partway up from from just below where his lungs would be, and kind of going upwards towards his neck. You can see a few back near his kidneys. You're not entirely sure what they are, but he's very much kind of shown in this way. Is your focus also showing?
Yes.
Okay. And you see embedded in his right shoulder, stitched in, is a large crystal orb.
interesting.
That's nasty. Dude, what happened?
Ah. Well, it's like a symbol. Like you have yours.
That's your holy symbol? That... Christ, no offense, I'm very glad I follow a Turan right now. I have not to ditch things on myself.
Well, you don't have to, but I chose to.
Sasha just turns around and walks away. He's like, what the fuck?
Okay. So who's getting in the public bath with the miners? Malcom?
Sasha's going.
Sasha?
Yep, here I'm coming too.
Dax?
Yeah, so
Sure.
Okay, Rook will. Okay, so all of you will, and I'll assume Sovak will, as Sovak messes with his nude setting. Taking the disguise off and putting it back on again, you guys don't see a change as you saw it happen. However, as you leave the room, you watch as a nude elf walks behind you, with the towel wrapped around his waist as he walks along with you guys. Okay.
Nice.
And you all proceed to make your way into the baths. Alright, so. It's not that simple.
There are lots of people in here.
There are lots of people in here. As you proceed to make your way there, Sasha and Queglod, you two have the luxury of you don't have to go to the men's side of the public bar. As you two go there, you can see there's maybe about 10 dwarves and 2 humans in there, all of whom are minors currently there. A lot of contrast between them as they're all there in their section, kind of just resting and relaxing as you two enter. On the other hand, as the rest of you who go to the gents side of things, it's fairly busy. As there are a lot of dwarves in here currently, like, arguing, talking about work. Various ones of them are just scrubbing down. And I'd probably say, in comparison, there's about 60 to 80 dwarves and 40 to 60 humans in here. And in this very cramped space, you can just about fit.
How's Lanto fitting? Or not Lanto?
Lanto, who's kind of standing above all of these, kind of just squeezes in his arms and just kind of goes, "Pardon me, excuse me." And as like dwarves and humans get out of the way, as he slowly sinks into the water, you watch as the people just proceed to part as a small wave is made and pushes people away.
Perfect.
You
I'll
hear,
go sinking next to her.
yeah, you hear from one of the individuals, "Oi, watch where you're stepping with your hooves." As quite a few individuals have turned and started looking at your party who has all entered. Particularly at you, Bern. A lot of people are concerned, and a lot of people also look at you, Malcom. And you get a sense of general hatred coming your way.
I'm used to this already. I don't even care.
Get used to it by about 80 men.
There was a whole lizard folk village that hated me, alright?
Oh,
I was tied down and put on a bed, alright? And gagged. I'm used to it. I don't care anymore. It's just like, okay. Sure, y'all can hate me.
It's Victor's wet dream right there. Being gagged and laid down on a bed. Alright, so.
Yeah, that would be.
So yes, you're all in there. There's not a lot of room. What are you guys doing?
Well,
This is lovely. So relaxing and the space is just
it's
lovely.
incredibly pleasant, really.
Can I kind of direct my voice?
You
back
have
towards
returned.
the guys?
Okay, there is a nude setting on your disguise. You had to take it off and put it back on again.
God.
As you head in and you look in, you see a very, very full bathhouse because you're in the gents version of this. As you can see, what looks to be 60 to 80 dwarves and 40 to 60 humans-ish in here. It is full. Rook just kind of partially barged through the crowd and just sat down, and you just watch as the waters rose a bit as he did so.
Well, I'm following Rook.
Yeah, same.
Rook is my plow through this field of people.
Okay. And you're heading through and you're proceeding to get into the bath as well. Okay. Sovak and Bern? A lot of people, by the way, are looking at Bern and Malcom quite a lot.
Yeah, Bern might take their eye out.
I'll be careful not to scratch anyone.
How do you keep all that hidden under your clothes?
Ah. They don't come off.
Your clothes or the...
Oh, there's chaos.
Ew.
I almost seem normal.
I'm gonna like dip in to one of the gaps made where some of the doors get blown away by the wave made by Rook.
Okay. Roll me an initiative check. See if you can fill the gap before it fills itself.
Oh dear God.
Pretty
17.
good. There you go. 17.
Plus.
Plus 1, so that's 18. Quickly enough, seeing the opportunity, you quickly just slide into the water. It's not necessarily... It's warm because of the body temperature. It's not warm because it's fresh.
Oh.
As you are getting in, it is being filtered and refilled over time, and it seems to be that happening on a regular basis. But you can still see there's quite a lot of bodies in here, and the water is looking murky than where you are. You can see quite a lot of soot and other bits are just currently floating off of Rook, out of his fur.
I was gonna say Rook probably doesn't help that. Rook's got the most places of any of us where things can get caught.
Excuse me, Sasha. Can't you purify this water?
Sasha's not here.
Sasha's in a different
Oh,
bathhouse.
that's true.
He's in the ladies section.
Yeah, they're in the ladies, which is nice and peaceful, where there's about 10 people.
Remind me not to
I
fall
go
off
behind
again.
Rook. Is there a place for me to sit down?
Looking at
This
the
is
area,
just
you could
a
probably
berry.
try and jump over the crowd into the middle where there's a free space, but right now it seems to be mostly full. You can wait.
Yes. Can Sovak try and do
I
that?
can wait.
Is it like a dividing wall, or is it like a full-on dividing wall, or is it two separate baths?
Two separate baths completely. Yeah, it's two separate buildings.
Okay.
So what were you gonna do, Sovak?
I was going to try that jumping over people.
Okay.
Trying to get in the space in the middle.
Oh,
Go
boy.
ahead and make me a athletics or acrobatics check of your choice.
Acrobatics it is. That's a +5, boy.
Queglod, have you ever thought about braiding your hair?
Oh, the girls talk about hair. Wonderful.
Okay. As you run forward, as any true individual does, you leap, take a little bit of a step off of Rook's head, as you just cannonball into the middle. None of the dwarves seem to care, as there is a general cheer from them as they do so. You're just one of them holds up an 8.
I know how to get dwarves on my side.
The humans on the other side, they're like, ugh. And you immediately begin to make friends with the dwarves. A lot of the dwarves are very much like, they seem very taken aback by the fact an elf is doing this, of all things.
Let me tell you boys something. Do you happen to be able to have any goods that might be for sale?
We're miners. If you're looking for goods, you'd probably better go into the blacksmiths. But there's plenty to sell there.
Ah. Very well. It's so long since I had a bath.
I can tell. And then you watch as they're seeping from the corners of Sovak what seemed to be almost like this thin layer of oil as it almost proceeds to slowly slick off of you. You've been down there a long time. No, it's quite alright. This water's getting changed in about 5 minutes anyway.
That's good. Suddenly getting nervous about how the waters are getting changed. If it gets sucked out, will it take my arms with it?
Oh shit, I lost my pinky bones.
Well.
I better start with the hair then. Anything that's in there is probably worth getting washed away as soon as possible.
Yeah, washing it out, there is grime, but it's not too bad, and you are cleaning it off in the water. You guys mostly rinsed yourselves down previously, so you aren't terrible in terms of what you'd be getting out of you. It's more of the baths are for relaxation and any final little bits of cleaning that need to be done.
Oh, hey Rook, look at this. Wait, no. Damn it, it's new character, so I'm not quite used to the name.
Sovak? Sovak.
Sovak. Hey Sovak, check it out.
Sovak.
Check it out. Look at this. 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 There's a Morbin skull in here. How'd that happen? That thing was supposed to be an illusion. Oh well.
What?
Just toss it
The
back in the
fuck?
pool. I don't know, that thing wasn't even supposed to be real, but I've got a bone in here.
Oh god. Fucking orcs.
Actually, I think I might be able to make something out of this.
Oh no, please don't.
Okay, Malcolm, I believe you and Bern are the only two who aren't in the waters at the moment.
Malcolm's just gonna sit and wait for a little bit of room to open up.
You
So
want
sit-
some room?
Make
Malcolm,
me a
come
perception
with me.
check.
Come, Malcolm. I can make us some room.
What do you
I
got?
go next to room.
Oh no, don't do that!
no,
Don't
no,
do that,
no,
please,
no.
please!
No, I'm
no,
gonna
no,
thickening radiance the back.
no, not that! That's not what I'm talking about.
No,
You know
no,
what
no,
I'm
no.
talking about.
I'm going next to Rook. I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder and cast Enlarge.
What?
I'm right next to him, why?
Okay, as you cast this, Rook doubles in size. You watch as all the individuals nearby, as Ghaakt, you're pushed out of the way. Sovak, you manage to just about, like, as you're floating there a little bit, you're pushed back a little bit. The waters kind of begin to spill out over the edge.
Next to him.
You release it instantly as this
Jump
space
down
is
next-
made and the water is pushed out. There is an immediate void as you jump down. You hit the bottom of the pool as it's hard water, and then the water rushes in after you.
That's the fastest way to get clean.
And you all watch as all the other individuals in here, they all start like shouting and getting fairly angry at you guys.
Sovak is joining in with that.
So if it's shouting and getting angry, okay.
What the
Yes,
fuck?
these people that I don't know at all.
We were breaking the
That's
ice
not
so
technically
easy.
lying.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna wait.
I'll say, Queglod and Sasha, you're having a mighty old time. You hear a lot of shouting from the other building now.
At this point,
What do
I
you bet
was
that's
working
our
on
idea?
silence.
Oh, I just know that skeleton has something to do with that.
You know what? I was gonna bet Rook personally.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Ah well.
But
I'm sure they'll
anyway,
be fine.
what would you think about maybe making some ceremonial armor for the Raven Queen?
Mm,
Think maybe that'd be nice.
good. Yeah, maybe. Obviously, I don't wear armor, but we could make something like that.
I'm thinking maybe we could do like we could. Well, it's going to be a ceremonial piece. Just think of it as like a bribe. But essentially scale mail, but the scales are feathers instead. That would be
Is
very
that even
nice.
possible?
Well, I can make them look like feathers.
That could be interesting.
Like I'll warn you now. It's gonna be not quite as functional, but it'll look nice.
Yeah, there's definitely room for something like that. I could look into.
Yeah.
If any magic would be required there.
Yeah, cool. Now about this Sovak fella.
As that's going on, back in the gents, everybody is shouting, getting angry. At this point, you watch as two of the attendants, they walk in and they see this like shouting at this group, and they're like, "All right, everybody, calm down, calm down. We'll change the water over, and then you can all get back in and you'll be fresh. All right." A lot of the dwarves just continue shouting, but ultimately people are getting out rather grumpy at this point, after having their bath generally disturbed. So Bern, you made a space for yourself. So Bern, you made a space for yourself. You had about 20 seconds of bath time, and now you have to get out.
That's fine. I'm done.
Okay, Rook. Yeah, Rook just gets up, gets out, and goes, "I'm just gonna go wash myself down again in the restroom while they're changing the water."
Malcolm's just over in a corner laughing.
Okay. As people are getting out, Malcolm, you do find your. By the way, I assume you've left your animals outside. other than
Uh,
because Aurum and B would not be allowed in here.
Yeah, how would B even be able to take a bath? It's made of paper.
She's enchanted paper. She floats.
Yeah, and she doesn't get
She can
ruined.
become a boat. A paper
she-
boat.
She
I
could
can-
become a paper submarine. Come on, Ghaakt, get with it.
You mean a paper boat?
No,
No,
submarine.
paper
Oh.
submarine. Why would
Well,
I
submarine
want a
is a boat,
paper
technically, but
boat?
never mind.
Like, come on.
Yeah, it's
No.
an underwater boat. Anyway.
Oh, it just means it's a boat.
Anyways, what about Malcolm?
So, Malcolm, as everybody is getting out, you are getting shunned and pushed around quite a bit by the crowd. You aren't sure whether it's intentional or not.
Yeah, got
Didn't even do anything.
I mean, I don't care. Malcolm's laughing. He doesn't care about these people or how they feel about me. The random miners. I don't care about them. They,
I've got
I mean,
the
they
image
can
that
be rude if they want. Malcolm's dealt with it before, a lot worse than this. So
got the image that you're just looking through the crowd. You see these all these dwarves getting angry at you. Then there's just an elf poking above them all. Yeah, get that tiefling back.
hey, look, don't make me deal with you later.
Dirty devil born.
All right.
All right,
That's
you can't say that.
Oh wait, I'm not here.
Just you've got a just shivers run up Sasha's spine. He's saying something racist again, isn't he?
Okay, Queglod. What if I just let you beat him up real bad?
Yeah, that doesn't. That doesn't really work.
Does it work a little? Little bit? Work just
Not
a little
really.
bit? Alright.
Now, I got a question, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody in here besides anybody in here that doesn't look like they technically despise me besides for the party?
Make an insight check. I'm gonna say with disadvantage because there's a lot of people.
Beside
over there.
party?
Besides the party.
Besides
so
the party.
So people who don't despise Malcolm besides the party.
Alright,
He thinks we don't despise him. Ha.
I just despise Malcolm. I just despise his entire race.
That's an 11. Because unfortunately disadvantage. I would have loved that nat 20.
Isn't it plus? Oh no, it's
Plus 5.
Yeah, looking around the room, it's hard to tell. A lot of people just generally are either ignoring you now, or they are giving you looks of hate. It seems like these people don't like you as a person who, even if they don't know who you are personally. The humans seem to be more towards this than the dwarves. But the dwarves have a little bit more of an interest in the other individuals, namely Bern and Rook. And quite a few of them seem to be getting on with Sovak.
What can I say? Sovak's a people person.
Man, whatever. Malcolm's just gonna enjoy his time sitting there waiting for a chance when he can get in the water.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that if he did, a lot of people would try to move away from me, but...
Okay.
And we could use that to make space instead of just enlarging our big friend.
You watch as the main, slight stream of water is closed off, and you watch as one of the attendants takes what looks to be a small kind of lever of some kind, just pulls it, and you watch as the water begins to slowly sink into the floor, before you watch as it eventually kind of swirls into several what looks to be small plug holes before he closes them again and opens it up. Not just allowing a trickle through, but just completely removes the board, and you watch as water just rushes in and through as he takes what looks to be a series of what look to be these thin wooden plates and begins to place them on the wall. As he does so, you see what looks to be a slight glow between below each of them, and you watch as the water begins to change from the natural blue that it kind of a dark see-through blue to more of a green a greeny color as it begins to enter in down the main chute here before he places the board in front, returning it to a trickle, removes the 2 wooden bits and places them back on his side and goes, "All right, everyone, enjoy yourselves." Immediately, all the dwarves just cannonball into this. It's almost like it's a tradition with them. Is anybody else joining in? Rook will.
Well,
Technically,
your
Malcolm
own.
could because he doesn't have that bad athletics, sort of. I mean, it's only a it's a +3 now.
well, when in
Nah.
Rome, here I go.
Okay, so Ghaakt, you're joining in on this. Rook's
Yep.
going to do this. Anybody else joining in?
Natural 20.
I'm
Only
not
for the most important roles.
More of a fool
Natural 1 for Rook. As Rook jumps in, you watch as he slips, ever so slightly, just ends up going in headfirst into the water. Not really doing a very good job at cannonballing here. Ghaakt, your time in high school has taught you well. Jumping from balconies into a pool and all of that jazz from partying. As you jump in, you create a very, very respectable splash. As the rest of the dwarf,
It's like a pebble going into the river, just a blip. Almost silent.
and as the rest of the dwarves all jump in, and the rest of you are all standing there on the sideline, the rest of you proceed to make your way in slowly and bathe off whatever ills were besieging your body.
Or the crowd.
Screw the crowd.
As you're spending this time relaxing, over the next 20 minutes or so, the miners proceed to leave, get themselves dried off, and they proceed to leave in large groups, heading back to lockers and rooms to get dressed, and they head back, presumably to home, here in the town, as you are all left to the silence of this area. Unless, of course, you plan to leave as well.
On our side of things, before they leave, can I just strike up a conversation or two with the people who are there, just sort of not doesn't have to be in character, just a matter of I'm just socializing.
Okay. So, looking around, you looking for anybody in particular?
Anyone who seems interesting.
Looking about, you can see a fairly muscular female dwarf currently just sat there in the pool. Currently, you see she has her eyes closed, just relaxing against one of the corners. None of the others seem to be interacting with her, they're just leaving her be, as she's currently just sat there, just relaxing with her eyes closed. The rest of them seem to be having conversations in their various groups.
I slowly swim over, gracefully.
Okay, make me a stealth check.
Oh
This
no.
isn't with disadvantage because you're not wearing your plate armor.
Oh my god. For once in my life.
Still rolls nat 1 anyway. Oh! It's a good stealth roll. Only stealth.
Still only an
Sasha's-
18.
Sasha stealthing without
18. Sasha.
Sasha moves so gracefully, even the water does not ripple as she moves.
Man. Sasha, only stealthy in the bathtub.
Yep.
As you swim over... Let's see. Does she notice you? Disadvantage because she's got her eyes closed. Nope. As you swim over, you go unnoticed. She doesn't move. She doesn't react in any way.
Sorry to bother you, but well, I'm kind of new in town, and I was wondering if I could ask a few questions. If it's a bother, I can just go.
And you watch as she opens her eyes and stares back at you. Bright amber eyes. Her dark hair is currently put behind her. It's not very long, probably rather short actually, but just a bit more matted as it seems to be drying, where she's probably been submerged for a while. Sure.
Right. So again, sorry to bother you again. I'm Well, my name's Sasha, and I'm traveling with a lot of other people, but my friend over there is. But anyways, I know that the mining's a big operation here. I just wanted to hear a bit about that, and I know that there's a lot of blacksmiths around the place. I was thinking of maybe checking them out. If just I don't know. I was wanted to get the input of a local.
Sure. Let's see. With the mining that's here, we've been mining here since I was a child. So probably about 200 or so years. We, at the very least. My father, he's still alive, but he owns the main mining company that works here. I am his second in command and quartermaster to all of this lot. He's the one who runs the blacksmithy as well, and the various workers who work there. Quite a lot of them are brothers, but oh well. I have a few sisters here as well. Not all of them took up the mining mantle, but a big family.
Didn't realize I was bothering someone so important.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm important. I've still got a lot of work to do and boots to fill if I'm ever to take up his role. I'm just learning what I need. But we've been mining here for a while. Most of the resources we get are mostly base iron. Every now and then we'll strike other veins as well. Copper, gold, sometimes silver, but very rarely. We've been known to strike arcanium in a few places as well, but that usually gets shipped off to Adamanthia. There isn't really too much else that we do mine up here. That's mostly it. Just general metals, which we then make into general gear for the military presence here.
I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, like, if some of the stories are true, like, wouldn't want to be caught here without a weapon.
That is very true. The ravine is dangerous at the best of times, especially with the history.
I only know a little of a few varying stories. Some involving dragons, some involving undead, some involving. I think there was one where it said spiders climbed out of it for days upon end. Don't know if any of them are true, but
from what I understand from general history of what this is, my father would be able to tell you more. He's probably in the forge houses at the moment, working on setting up whatever our quota is for tomorrow. He knows more about it, but the Ormance Ravine is said to be one of the remaining occasions from when the Age of Ascension started. They said it was the battleground between some of the forces of the greater deities versus the Forsaken. When some of their avatars came to this plane and struck one another, their magic collided and created this vast ravine. From it, not spiders, but undead do climb from it every now and then. But it is more prevalent for demons and fiends to find their way out. The ravine, from what we understand, we have never reached the bottom of it. There is a point in which we can't go any further as it gets too hot for any of our likes, and it just seems to keep on going. The ravine itself is a rather large and a series of several splits and ravines through the natural landscape of this area, and the land itself is tainted. The stone cannot be built with, as it crumbles during winter, but is strong enough when unmined to withstand any natural resistance and would and requires harder than the normal amount of than the normal pick could break it. Anyone who is said to have died within the mines is seen several days later rising up to haunt various other miners.
That's not fun at all.
No. There was tale of other areas within this. The further down the ravine, there is a old dwarven stronghold. One that my dad said that, or my great grandpa said that some of his family used to be there before it was eventually sank into the ravine after the Great Clash.
Oh no! Yes, I think I remember something. I heard about that.
And that's where most of the undead come from.
Right.
And we dare not go that far into the ravine.
What is that because of the heat, or is that a different direction?
No, heat is down. The stronghold is further in, going north.
Right.
It's
right.
quite deep down itself, and there is an old trader's path that led past it, but since then it became inhabited.
I'll be honest, my lot are adventurers for the most part. I'm a blacksmith by trade, but adventurer by circumstance, let's say. Profession, yes. If we make our way down there, do you think there's any chance of surviving, or?
I mean, I'm not one to judge, but we've never had adventurers. We've had a few adventurers pass through there. There was, from what I remember saying, there were a few individuals who went through. A series of white dragonborn had headed north. They never came back, but apparently there was never any sign of ghosts returning, so they must have gotten past free, or maybe they were kept elsewhere. And there's only one individual who came from the ravine. A black dragonborn, I think he was.
Oh.
Said
he came from up north.
Could I say the name of the only black dragonborn we know that I get my What's his name, guys?
Redok.
Infernal.
Redok.
That wouldn't happen to be Redok, would it?
No, that doesn't ring a bell.
What a shame. Sorry,
No, it was
all black dragons.
adventurer friend gets around.
From what I remember saying about him, I was rather young when it happened. He came out holding a demon head, a pit fiend. He tossed it to the ground and told us that if we were wise, we wouldn't go too much further in, as people are being turned down there.
That needs to be dealt with.
Heard not much else from him. All we know is that he was some form of paladin. And that was about it. That was quite a while ago, actually. Thinking about it, actually... You watch as he kind of pauses and thinks. There is a possibility that he was... No, never mind.
Well, no, go on. Whatever it is, it can't be too preposterous.
There's a group of Dragonborn who live in the north, the ones who come down yearly and protect the various cities, the Dragon Knights from the north.
Yes. I've met some of them.
They've never really taken on Black Dragonborn as such, but there are individuals known by them. They're still a nice lot, but they live underground. They work in tandem with them. I was just thinking he might be one of them.
Maybe. Certainly something I'd like to find out at some point. Well. Yeah. Well, we'll probably head down there at some point. Don't worry, we'll make sure to spend our gold first.
If you are heading down there, you might need to stock up. I'd recommend, if you're looking for places to go to potentially survive, there's a small house on the edge of town. It's outside the city walls to the western side. You have to go out the southern entrance and head a little bit far west. It's about 2 miles out from the city. There's a small hut there, and a fairly old lady lives there. She'll be able to sell you various healing remedies if you wanted to purchase any.
Now that is information I appreciate.
From what I've been told, her healing remedies are... well, they're second to none, from what I've heard. Quite a lot of the soldiers do purchase from her, which does mean her stocks are rather thin, but she only sells a specific amount to them. She always makes sure she's got enough for the wayfarer and adventurer. So she'll have something in stock, I'm sure, but it might be worth going in and checking up on that.
Well, thank you for your help. Sorry, I've been terribly rude. Yeah, Sasha Smashfist is my full name.
Let me get her name. Locations. Nope, that's the wrong guy. My name, pleasure to meet you. My name is Mary Anit.
Mary Anit. Put that somewhere. Right. Well, if there's anything you need, don't hesitate to ask. I'm a fair hand at blacksmithing. And, well, got a little bit of, magic that can be useful in quite a few situations.
If you're looking for magic, there is a library near here.
Oh.
It's not far. It's from what I understand, it's mostly buried underground in the small ridge near the human fortress.
Right. Well, you've been more than helpful.
Well, what can I say?
Really,
if you return, I'll expect a tale, and well, we can have that over a drink.
Yeah, I'll pay.
I think she's flirting with you.
I'm not sure.
Do you want to insight?
Sure.
Go on then. Give me an insight check.
Still a plus, like, 6 or 7, I think. Yeah, plus 8.
Plus 8, 11. She's hard to read.
Mm.
It's... Your mind's playing the trick of, is she? No, where
Isn't
was she?
No.
Is she?
Well,
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I'm just gonna go with drinking buddy at least.
At the very least, yeah.
Right. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
You too.
Right. I'll go gather up my little friend. Come on, Queglod,
you
you old
swim
bat.
back over to Queglod, who's calling her an old bat as she's there, youthful as ever.
So you've made a new friend.
Yeah, had a nice conversation and got some nice information.
Ah,
Turns out
that's
there's
good.
demons and undead down in that there ravine.
Interesting.
And
I'll have to do some more research.
I hear there's a library in town that you might be interesting in terms of information gathering.
Yeah,
But,
if we're planning to stay in town, I'll take a look.
Better than that, there's a lady outside the city walls who sells potions of very high quality. I'm thinking maybe we have a bit of a talk with her.
Yeah, we'll want to introduce her to Malcom as well.
Definitely. Right. How are you? How are you feeling? Want to just soak for a little bit, or?
I think I'm about ready to be heading off now. If you are. Of course, if you'd like to stick around a couple more minutes, I'm fine with that too.
Just a little bit longer. You know, just get my full soak on. I haven't really dunked my head under. I put my head under and can I see what? You know what? I'm going to take this opportunity. Can I see what happens when I try and light my beard underwater?
Yes, it burns, and it heats the water a little bit. Not much, as the heat from it is very, very slight.
Yeah, I pull my head up and turn it off.
It's on fire.
I turn it off.
Okay, you turn it off.
Ugh.
Man,
Alright,
if only this pool contained alcohol and was therefore flammable.
Don't.
Suddenly, Queglod, you're on fire. All right.
Oh no! Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh,
While
no.
this is going on, back in the gents, as everyone's leaving, the rest of you watch as Feng finally gets into the bath for the first time, as he has been crushed and unable to get in with the number of people who are in here. As he finally just slides into the water.
So what's the general atmosphere in here right now?
It's empty.
Just
Other
nice.
than you guys, yeah. Everybody's
All
gotten
right.
up and left.
I was hoping I could lead the entire of the bathhouse into a little shanty as they wash. But looks like it'll just have to be us instead.
Okay.
Time for relaxation.
Okay.
Indeed.
So, in such a case, you relax. Do any of you want to say anything or talk? No? Alright.
No,
I was-
really. Everybody hated me, so I couldn't talk to any of the people there. And
Hey, Bern.
Yes.
And Sovak. Feng is going to have a conversation with each of you.
Oh,
It's great having an NPC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was about
I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Chris, as you literally mentioned second before and you already forgot. Chris, before you were interrupted, I was going to say, hey, Fang, where'd you head off to? Filing the paperwork?
No, I was with you the whole time.
Wow.
I just couldn't get in because there were too many people.
Ow.
Did
Vaccine,
you
but
go in the same washroom?
I mean, I'm a guy, and yes, I was with
No,
you
I
the whole
meant
time.
like the one we rented out to put our stuff in. You know, that one.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
I mean, you said you guys would accommodate for me, so I assumed that I was allowed in.
Do you have like some sort of weird magic under that you put yourself under to make people kind of forget you're around every now and again? I'm just curious.
No,
It's
it's just fairly natural for me. As a Kenku, people tend to miss me a lot of the time because I'm quite short.
Oh.
True, but
Alright. Good for you to have your story-based conversation.
Okay. First, he'll go over to you, Bern. As you're kind of relaxing there, Bern, you kind of open one eye as you notice Feng kind of come up and he begins to inspect your crystal orb. You saying anything, or?
hold on one sec.
Alright. Sovak. Are you there? Great! NPC is so useful right now because both my players aren't here.
I was muted.
Ah, okay.
I've been making stupid comments this entire time. No one was laughing at my comic genius.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that makes sense.
So
I figured, no, Sam, you're just not being funny.
okay,
Now you know
so
how I feel.
as as Feng swims up to you, Sovak, he just kind of stops. Everybody else has gone at this point, and he kind of just goes, so
Yes.
I'm Feng. He puts out his claw.
Ah, hello there, Fang. I'm Sovak.
Nice to meet you. You said you were from the Allure family, yes?
Correct, yes.
How much do you remember of your family?
Honestly, I don't remember a lot. I had a wife. Specifics evade me. But yes, I did have a wife. I had at least one son. I think it might have been two. And yes, that's about all I remember.
You don't remember your family?
Not a lot of it, no. I'm sure it will come to me, but...
Right.
Well,
You
need to find
watch
somebody
as
to
there is
jog my memory.
easily enough, you can see that he has a very troubled look on his face.
Go on, what's wrong?
You see, the Allure family have done probably a lot of things since you departed from them.
Oh, I'm sure, many amazing things.
You watch as he begins to twiddle with his claws and goes, the fact that
What?
you're separate from
What could
that
they've done?
is-
It's not like they could have, forcefully taken over the Elven Kingdoms or anything.
No.
No?
No. Do you know of the Fractured Belt? Make me a history check.
No, I do not know of the Fractured
You
Belt.
do not. No. It's a area of the Broken Isles. Sorry, not Fractured Belt. Broken Isles is a series of islands below the Elven Kingdoms where Kenku and Tabaxi come from. Well, no, I was just curious if you remembered anything from back at that time. You mentioned that you fought alongside the Raven Queen, so I wondered if you remembered anything a couple hundred years before then.
Like I said, specifics are difficult. I don't even know how I died. I might need to go find a library at some point and catch up on the world. Might jog my memory.
Okay.
But go on, tell me what the Allures have done.
I was curious, as the Allure family existed back then, if maybe you partook or were aware of when the Broken Isles became broken.
I'm afraid the Allures, when I was young, were just... We weren't a noble family at the time. That was my claim to fame. I did that. I made the Allure family what they are. It's amazing what a lot of money can do.
Okay. That makes things better then.
We weren't involved with that, and when I was a noble, we were still when I was made a noble, we were only a very minor house.
Okay. That's fine. I was just curious if you had anything on the ancient history of that area at all.
I'm afraid not. Sorry.
Okay.
But what? Anything the Allures have done that I should know about?
Not specifically the Allures. It's just you mentioned a house name and the others recognized it, so I thought... maybe
I
they
see.
were involved, but seeing as you said you were from before then.
Yes, okay.
You wanted to speak to me, Fang?
Yes. At this point, when you're he swims up to the side of your up to your side and kind of just begins staring into your crystal orb. Huh.
What?
Oh, just admiring handiwork. That's all.
Yes. That's, Abbot's work.
Abbott?
Oh yes, we didn't take you to them.
The name's been thrown around a few times, but I don't know who this is.
He did see Abbott.
Did he?
Yes, we brought Abbott up. We brought Abbott out to him, and then he kind of like he told him the basics of his weapon, and then Kenku went
Oh, yeah.
off.
Yeah, when he left,
Somebody.
he told us the other part.
Yeah, he told us the other part of his weapon.
Ah, okay, so he does know who Abbott is then.
Yes.
Okay, never mind then. Oh, same as him. Well, certainly
cost me
shows
quite a lot.
prowess of skill.
Yes, it did cost quite a lot, though.
I can imagine. Something like this would probably be. Would we sell it for maybe 10,000 on the market?
Sorry, what? I just got back and what I heard was 10,000.
Yeah.
What?
You don't know. You're not there. You're currently having a thrilling conversation with your new flirt.
Don't tell the others, but it cost me around 7,000.
It's a good deal then.
Yes. It really was. I'm surprised you recognized it.
Yes. I recognize the symbol in there. And he looks at you a little more intently.
You do?
I do. They have come quite far south. I've seen a few of them in the past, doing the same dungeon delves as me. I've been in contact with them a few times.
Oh. Anyone in particular?
No notable names, just individuals I know. That's about it. I've worked with similar people like you before. Not specifically you, but you.
Yes. I'll message you. I'll message you something.
If you're trying to find out what he means, roll an insight check for that. That will be.
I'll message you what the part is, but yeah, roll.
Okay. Insight-wise, natural 5. He's cryptic.
And you are sure that this is flirting?
The answer to the question is not sure. With the implication it could be... it's difficult to say.
That's good to know that at least you know what I'm part of. And
That's
not
true.
some super shady spider tattoo.
That is true. Yes. No, I'm aware of your organization. They've done good and bad things, as anybody tends to. And they've left some good marks behind. They've paid me well on various occasions, and well, I guess they are the ones who pushed me towards this place.
I see. So, wait. Were you joining us in Orman's Ravine?
I
That's
am.
the whole
Yes.
reason we came here.
That's the whole reason he came. You took a diversion.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot. I see. What do you plan on doing after that?
Probably just returning back to the tavern, actually. Maybe working some time off there before we can find out how to work with the blade. Hey, if you need a appraiser or someone to dungeon delve with you, I'm more than happy. I wouldn't mind the experience, and hey, it means I can carry on my line of work. I wouldn't be doing.
Also, we absolutely did hire him, so.
Yeah, you did. You hired him as a bar hand, and then
I'm
you
just
took
saying
him
we
on an
could
adventure.
probably leverage him.
What do you
If
mean?
you want this month's paycheck, you're gonna identify that. No, we're not for that, guys.
No,
Sasha
we
would.
should at least promote him.
You could hire him
Yeah.
as an archaeologist if you want. He can come with you.
Hmm.
It means you can ask him to make history checks, or you can ask him if he knows anything about particular areas, or help him with a puzzle, that kind of thing.
I mean, he did help us with the rock. We would have spent hours trying to dig anyway.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I just thought I'd let you know.
Mm.
And you ought to see relaxes a bit more.
Malcolm's gonna wait until they're done talking and then swim over to Bern.
He's currently relaxing next to him as you swim over.
Hello, man.
Will, are you playing with a lighter, or are you slicing apples very slowly?
I don't know. This thing just fell out of my hair, so I just started eating it.
Oh, so it is an apple. Okay.
I washed it in the sauna.
Full of perfumed water, sure.
Yeah, that's what gives it that extra flavor.
So, Bern and
I am
Bern
so glad I'm in the ladies' room.
Yep.
You're all
What the fuck
animals.
is going on here?
Well, Malcolm could be if he wanted to.
It's true. You could be a killer shark right now.
Yep, I
Oh,
could.
shit, why didn't you clear out the room that way? That would have been great.
That would have been kicked out. I don't want to be kicked out.
Uses polymorph, turns into shark.
Oh, and like enlarging a Minotaur
Oh,
to
no.
fill up an entire pool is any better.
That wasn't my idea.
That's fair. Alright, either way, conversation.
Oh, hello.
Oh. So, when are you gonna tell him?
Yes? Am I gonna what?
When are you going to tell the rest of them?
About what?
You know what I mean. About what you are. Or at least what I know of what you are.
Thing swims off at this point.
Hmm. Can I insight?
Yeah, sure. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Natural 2.
2.
You're rolling really well tonight, Bern.
Yes, that's a 6. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Kinda don't want to say it because I don't want the others to hear it. But me and you both know what I'm talking about.
I'll message him because I know what you're referring to.
Yeah.
I mean, I know out of character.
Yeah, he knows out of character.
Oh, okay.
I basically say that.
Okay.
Ah.
Did someone
Sí,
just
sí,
say
real.
that?
I'd rather not tell the others. I think it's better if it stays down low. Would appreciate if you weren't to tell anyone.
Well, I haven't told anybody yet. That's why I asked if you were gonna tell him or not.
I wasn't planning on Is that a problem for you?
It might be for some of them, but not me in particular.
Yes, I did realize, but I think if it stays hidden for now, it shouldn't be bothering. I seem normal.
Says the
You
man with
do.
metal jutting out of his body.
Yes, let's not talk about it. And it's gonna be fine. I have it
Alright.
under control.
Alright, well. And just know if things go topsy-turvy, I'm not backing you up in that.
It shouldn't come to it. I have my ways of dealing with it.
Alright, well, best of luck with that, and hope all goes well. And with that, Malcom gets out.
Why do they hate? Do they seem to not like you?
Who are you speaking to?
Malcolm.
Seem to not like you?
Yes, the dwarf and the humans.
Oh, to not like me. Or
Yes.
probably because of me being a tiefling. I've dealt with
Part
it before.
demon.
As that one says over there. That's usually how people. That's usually how individuals act towards someone like me.
You watch as Sovak pops off an arm and begins to scratch, washes back with his other arm.
No, just scratching that one bit on your back that you can't normally scratch.
I can, because I'm weird.
I wish I could
Hey,
do
Sovak,
that.
do you need me to get my back? No, I've got it.
It's just that hand holding a sponge, just cleaning my back perfectly.
That doesn't seem to be the case in Adamanti.
Well, saving the entire city seems to give you certain privileges.
That is true.
Also, I keep hearing about you being a royal.
Well, technically, from what I found out recently, I'm the Prince of the Barrenlands.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Yes, you heard me.
Yeah, Sovak, you should see you should see your grandson. He is such a kiss ass.
Indeed.
The second he learned that out, he was riding those coattails to the top. Well, at least he was trying to.
Yeah, he was trying.
I am so ashamed. Got my head in my hand, the hand that I'm holding. So ashamed.
It's like a scene from Shakespeare, but the arm's extended.
What this has got my
cut
normal arm. and
cut my head in my hands, and then take the head off the neck stump and put it underwater. I'll
One
be down
second.
It's screaming from underneath the water.
Yeah, I didn't know this thing was a jacuzzi.
It's not.
He's actually a motorboat?
can't he even make air bubbles?
No.
He's a
Okay.
skeleton.
You know what? You know
Yeah,
what?
how does that make sound work?
A
wizard does it.
I shouldn't be able to talk.
How does a
Or
cork
breathe, or do anything.
I'm weird, I know, okay? I take it out on others. I know what I am.
Science is a dream that a wizard has.
But yeah, Malcolm's gonna continue leaving now.
Wait, well, Sam, what was your name again?
Sovak.
Sovak. Where are you gonna go now?
I don't know. I think I'll just probably follow you guys around.
Huh? What?
Got a problem with that?
Pretty dangerous where we're going.
I mean, I'm already dead. How much worse can it get?
That's true. Do you have any skills that can help us?
You just helped us fight off a shit ton of Morbin.
By
Well,
throwing his hand, it's
without
not really
any
the
weapons.
biggest help.
I can't.
We haven't even yet to see what he's really capable of.
I could
That's
always
why I'm
give
asking,
you a
so you can
hand.
get him
and I
anything.
hold out a hand. I'm sorry, I won't do those puns often. But I'm fairly handy with a rapier. Fairly handy with two of them. Okay, the handy bit was accidental. I understand why you're angry.
I see. So you use rapiers. Are they magical at all?
Pardon?
Are they magical at all?
I think they're a little bit magical now.
What do you mean now? They were before.
Realised they were, mate.
We just
Didn't
never
have them
discussed
anyway.
them.
Oh.
Okay. Because previously he did say I have no magical gear.
I thought they were just two normal rapiers, and I was sat there and said, "Oh god, oh god,
No,
what
no,
have I
no,
done?
no,
This character's unplayable."
No, they were. They were. He had magical rapiers and he has magical studded leather armor.
Probably wouldn't have helped anyway.
And didn't help because
If you were
were
to take an
unarmored
option from
and-
about, say 12 classes, what one would you say you are?
Mystic, no. No,
Mystic, but my intelligence is 10.
Hey, my intelligence is a smooth 13. I'll have you know.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Suave.
I'm actually fairly good at tracking things. Yes. Almost some sort of melee ranger.
What kind of things?
Don't they usually have magic?
A little bit.
Apparently nothing they can use against a fucking death god or whatever he was.
I'm sorry.
For the
I'm
case
hot-
of this, I'm just gonna say, you've all reconvened and have gotten dressed and are having this conversation on the way to the tavern or inn.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was I going to do? Speak with animals at it? Animal friendship?
Yes, that's how you do these things.
It's a big rat. You could have tried.
Oh, I could have done.
I don't know why I didn't think about it. Like, why couldn't
my
we
God.
bring this up
God, you
before?
Oh my god.
I defeated the boss, guys. How? Speak with animals.
Either. Actually, I don't have speak with animals, but that's the point.
Animal friendship
Spike
might
could
have
have
worked.
worked. Zephyr Strike could have helped.
I mean,
Yeah, but speak with animals. Like, come on.
I've got animal friendship. Not
could have
speak with
used animal friendship. Maybe forced me to use a legendary resistance. Because I ain't having it be charmed by you.
Hey there.
And then use it again
Hey.
and again.
Wait,
and
was he
again.
not immune to charm?
Okay, let me just make one thing very clear. I am not going to be using my spells. I'm barely going to be using my features. I'm here to stab things a lot of times. And you may think, Sam, why didn't you go fighter? Why? Because I thought this would be funnier.
And
Like
so
in
far,
backflips.
it has been very funny. Don't worry, I've been enjoying it.
That's my weapons are my arms are finesse weapons anyway.
Yeah.
I'm double jointed. Watch this. Just starts flailing around like a flame tube man.
Wait, so does that mean you can
Rapier.
use your scimitars or your rapiers as arms, and your arms as weapons?
Arms as
Right.
rapiers.
Wait, Chris. Obviously, I need an arm to use as a weapon. To use a weapon, obviously.
Yes.
But can I put a rapier in the arm that I'm using as a weapon?
So
We
you have
a
reach.
attack. Too hard.
Please, Chris, I beg you.
I will allow it, but when you make an attack in this way, you'll have a -2 penalty, and also you won't be able to dual
That's
wield
fine.
because you're
I
missing
fully
an arm.
understand. Honestly, Chris,
God.
I wouldn't have been surprised if you said you'll have disadvantage. I'm fine with this. -2, I can deal with that.
Just so I get this completely, did you just suggest that you hold the rapier in one hand and then hold that arm with your other arm, thus extending its reach?
Yes.
Use it to poke round corners as well.
Oh my God.
I don't need line of
You know what
sight.
this is?
Just
This is
like
the
hold
equivalent
it
of those,
as
like,
out
turning
as stiff
corner
as
guns?
possible and turn it into a pole arm.
Yes, just like that.
Oh, yeah, in fact, he just turns into a spear.
There's a
where have we
there's a
seen that
terrible
before?
pun in the pole arm bit of that.
Question: can he like put like a throwing weapon in the weapon arm, and then like like those dog ball thrower things?
Oh my
Just
God.
like fucking yeet it super fast.
Sure, but the attack will be a disadvantage at that point because it's a dagger. It's supposed to be hit and thing.
It doesn't
you're-
have to be a
Guys,
dagger.
guys, give me a
Yeah.
grenade. Need grenades.
We can't make grenades. Find
I
bigger.
I can make grenades that set fires.
Go
And
find
balls
big
of
bigger.
spikes.
You can make alchemist
Give
fire.
me just count-ups.
Throw them across the battlefield. Oh dear.
There's so much utility in this, and I love it.
Yeah, it's great. Alright, so you're having this conversation on the way to a tavern. Finding a tavern's fairly easy. Do I have any in this town? I should do. Whether I've actually got them prepared is another matter.
There
Yeah,
should have
Malcom.
been one. We did stay at one, I think.
Oh yeah, you did. There's 4 of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Malcolm.
Uh,
Could you give me the head? I think it's.
oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. You can have the head. I've finished sewing it back together.
Take a look at the head. How long till it decomposes?
Give or take 2 days.
Did you take that into the bath with you?
No, he put it in the locker with clothes.
Oh, thank God.
Oh!
No, it was in the bag of holding.
Just
Does
floats
it
up
go
in the
slower
middle.
in the
It
bag of
just
holding?
floats up in the middle of the tub between all of us.
It
It's like,
doesn't go slower in the bag of holding, no, but after it's got to the point of decomposing, it will begin to slaw and
Ew.
slime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Give or take 2 days. Okay.
Give or take 2 days, yeah.
Good. Hmm.
Because
Did you use the map here?
if anybody has anything like Spare the Dying, that will keep it from being terrible for another week.
Oh, does someone have spare to die? Like,
It's not a cantrip.
It's cantrip, yeah.
I can't take it, so no.
Nope, I can't either.
Queggles.
I'm pretty sure I don't have it, but
Yeah. I wasn't sure if anybody
What
did.
use the Raven Queen Warlocks then?
doing the precise opposite of that.
Making sure people don't. Making sure that the people do die. And that they go to the right place.
No one has spare the dying. God damn it.
Yeah, you need a grave cleric for that.
Find a
There's
way.
a church in here.
No, Wilbert's a death cleric. There's a very big difference.
He does have it, though.
I don't know why. Oh well.
I don't know, but he's got it.
The priest of the Raven Queen doesn't have Spare the Dying because it's irrelevant. The guy who literally makes undead has Spare the Dying because for one reason or another.
Because why not?
Okay, so... in such a case, you find a tavern. Which one would you like to go to? You have the choices between the Cursed Blade, the Red Chalice, the Sleeping Badger, and the Wench's Tavern.
I believe we went to the Sleeping Badger the last time.
I think so.
I mean, just go to the same one, I guess.
Sleeping Badger.
Did we actually stop off? Did we stop off at a cabin? I thought we just went right underground.
You went
once
and
we got there.
you went and found Queglod at the best one, but that was it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the only person who
Yes,
went to
yeah.
I'm pretty sure the only person who went to a tavern was Queglod when we all left it behind.
And it was delightful.
It was. And as you return there again, it is again a delightful scene. As you are returning there, it's about 7:30 at night. It's getting dark now. The lanterns are being lit, or the last ones are being lit as you're going to the tavern. While you're having this conversation, you head inside. You can see the warm interior of this place, the several wooden tables and chairs. Various individuals are currently just sat there drinking and enjoying. Most of them seem to be dwarves. There are quite a few humans here, though, as it is a little bit further between the border of the two into the human territory. As you're kind of getting a look at this place, it is very, very nice. You can see this place has a strange glow to it. You don't see any candles in sight, but what you do see is set into the ceiling of the natural stonework of this building are small gemstones, currently set in with what looks to be metal, like filigree bars holding it and setting it into the ceiling. And they seem to be glowing quite brightly. They aren't expensive gemstones, but they are still gemstones nonetheless. Looking around this place, it's kind of a strange, almost mild horseshoe in a way. In the shape of it, is it kind of think of it kind of like a square U, but one of the ends is longer than the other. And around
almost a J.
Yes, there you go, a J. Shut up, Harlan. As
Sorry.
As you're kind of looking ahead, you can see there, it goes in, the longer part goes in, it has the tables and chairs. You have what looks to be a main counter on the right-hand side and a large staircase leading up and around, as well as a set of doors leading back into the rest of the interior. So this place houses quite a lot of room for inn and tavern-wise. Behind the table, behind the inn, you can see what looks to be a male dwarf who's currently standing there having a chat with the various patrons there and serving drinks. You see a few other individuals, human waiters and maids, just coming around and proceeding to serve those who need it. So, what are you guys doing?
I am gonna pass the fuck out.
Okay. In a room or no?
I mean, preferably in a room.
You gonna purchase a room then?
I mean, unless we were gonna sleep out in the street, I assume that's what we were doing.
Okay, don't assume anything when I describe an interior and you've just walked in. But
alright. You guys want some drinks first then?
Honestly, I just need somewhere to lie
We
down.
should probably eat something.
Yes, I'll take some food.
I'll warn you that I do have to go fairly soon, but
that's fine.
Oh wait,
Just-
Malcolm.
Get food and then pretend that you just passed out in a food coma.
Malcolm.
Yes.
That robe. Could I have it?
I don't have it.
Give it back to you.
And I gave it to Queglod.
Oh. Queglod, are you using that?
this is
The robe.
The robe.
Did you want the
Yeah.
description for it? If you're attuning to it or learning what it does.
I have it. I have the description, yeah. So
You have the description for the robe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got.
There's also the orb as well, if anybody was attuning to that.
I assume Queglod was.
Well, it's up to you. I need to know who's attuning to it if they are.
Okay, I personally would put forward that like Queglod needs to get one of the things because they both work really well for Queglod.
Yeah.
However, I would say that the orb could equally go to like you, Bern, or to Ghaakt. So, I don't know.
Depends on which one she wants.
I mean, I would feel like the robe would be really helpful for me because obviously
Spell slots.
one of your lowest level missing spell slots, that's like half my
Yeah.
That's the-
Sorry.
Obviously, that'll be less eventually, but
That's true, but remember they're always at 5th level, so that means you're always getting a 5th level spell slot. Whereas for the rest of the party, there's not necessarily a guarantee. Obviously, if Bern goes, I'm going to cast a 5th level Scorching Rays, and that's the only spell he's cast in combat, then he restores a 5th level, and it's like he cast a spell for free. But if he ends up using a 1st level for one thing or another, and then he gains his spell slot back, it will be a 1st level.
yeah. Also, I'm already doing like 2 spell attack rolls per turn most turns if I'm using Eldritch Blast, and that will go up
That's
later
true.
again at 11th level.
Yeah. You guys
So
will
that's
be.
free
You guys are level 9 at
opportunities
the
for
moment,
a
aren't
crit.
you?
Yeah.
So at 11th level, that'll be 3 opportunities for a crit.
Yeah.
Per turn.
Speaking of which, you guys will be leveling up after this session, just so you know.
Oh boy.
Yeah. In preparation
Yeah.
for that, you'll be reaching Darkroot Ruins, and the next level up will be a ways away. So. Just be aware you're going to be on level.
Level 5 spells!
Sasha gets to level 12, immediately starts dialing the Aturan phone.
I mean, level 10. Level
Yeah.
10 is Divine Intervention. You'll be leveling that up this session.
Yeah, I know, that's
You
why.
said at level 12.
Oh, did I? Oh,
Yeah, you did.
God.
Yeah.
I meant 10. They both start with T's and I'm tired.
What? Am I a level below everyone?
You should be level 9 at the moment.
You said level 8? Okay then.
Good news, boys.
Good news, I got up 2 levels, boys.
So who's taking what
Wow.
magical items? And in terms of food and drink and stuff, here at the Sleeping Badger, their main cuisine is baked bear with dried sherry.
Yeah.
Some of us have infinite take.
Can I just
Definitely
lay
want
dibs
that.
to those diamond suds?
I haven't decided how I'm divvying them up yet.
No, for revivifying shit.
Isn't it 300, not 500 for Revivify?
Yeah,
but
you can
like,
always upcast.
Every little helps.
If you have a even if you have a 5 million cast gold jet or
Diamond.
diamond, yeah, you can still cast Revivify with it. It destroys the rest of the gold's worth of it, but
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, I was thinking we take it to a jeweler's. We turn the rest of it into dust to like.
getting it
Yeah,
finally
you-
cut in such a way, there's a chance that you'll end up going below the 300 mark. That's the thing. The closer you get to 300, the harder it gets.
Okay, well we can maybe get some diamond dust out of it, and you have that for trial.
yeah, you can.
Yeah, and cutting pre-cut diamonds is not an easy task. You're going to need a very well-skilled jeweler for this.
Oh, I didn't realize they were pre-cut. I thought they would just been like.
No, these are pre-cut.
Yeah.
These aren't rough.
Damn, Morbin.
You imagine that by the state of them, they were probably in the chest that these things that they looted, and this
Fair
guy
enough.
keeps them on
It's
him. for
probably
reason.
the dwarves, not the Morbin.
Yeah.
Probably also true.
I've got to head off now, guys.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be ending
Okay.
soon anyway. I'll deal with your level up
Yeah.
at some point in the future, Sam.
Oh, I'll probably try and get it done tomorrow sometime.
Okay.
But yeah, I've got to go. I need some sleep. I've got a headache. I'll speak
Alright.
to you guys later.
Speak to you later.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
So, who's taking what items?
I'm going to take the cloak if you don't.
You're going to take the Robe of Recovery. Is anybody tuning to the orb?
Depends on who Queglod gives it to.
Oh, do I have the
Yeah,
orb?
I have
Yeah,
no-
you have.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea what the orb does.
It's in Dawn
It's in
Seekers.
Dawnseekers. You were the one who cast Identify on it last session.
That's why I said I forgot.
Scroll up, it's there. Yeah, depends on you who you give it to, because Malcom gave it to you.
Yeah. The main person that this is useful for is Bern, because he can't swap out his spells as easily.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, because I'm currently stuck at AoE spells, so I can't do
Okay.
it. So
In that case, I'm gonna like take the orb out and just say, Okay, if anyone would like to start using this orb, they should probably do that tonight. Would you like to use it?
If nobody else is going to, I could take it.
Okay.
That sounds fine. Are there any?
Okay.
If there's no objections, then all right, I'll hand the orb over.
So you'll be the one attuning to that then. Okay.
Yep.
We'll say.
And
we'll
Malcolm's
say...
gonna.
Go on.
I was gonna say Malcolm's gonna hand over all the gems to Sasha, because why not?
Sasha, you're good with money.
Oh yes.
So Sasha, you
I
have.
mean, yes, I am a.
You have
very
what's there,
competent-
which is 23 100 GP gems and 12 500 GP gems.
We
Which
have. Wait, that's like a total of what?
That is
8,300.
It comes to 6,000 with the 500 gems, and then 2,300 from the other one, so 8,300 gems. Or
Dang.
8,300 GP worth of gems.
That is a very, very large amount of things. I'm just gonna put assorted gems, and then have that in the description because
Okay,
I'm
I
not
have
typing each of
the
those
list
out.
of specific gems, and I posted it in Dawnseekers earlier, so you can't just. Put
I
that.
know. I'm putting that in the description in my inventory.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It's just because I don't want to write down 2 pearls, 4 garnet, 7 amber, 3 spinels,
That's
etc.,
fine.
etc.
You can, I mean, you can put the gemstones in, and then just put in the description the list of them.
That's what I. Yeah, that's.
Is that what you were doing?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I misunderstood. So.
Okay.
So, you all have your meal. I'll say it takes 2 gold for the food, the buying of your rooms, and staying the night. You grab yourself a few drinks as well before you proceed to head off. Okay.
Give me some of that special.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to do before you rest for the night?
Well, I will be before I go to bed, saying a prayer to the Raven Queen and hoping for some form of contact. But other than that-
Are you going to be using any spells like Commune or anything, or do you not have those?
no, but the Raven Queen has gotten in contact with me on a couple of like emergency occasions. So I'm hoping.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just wondering really if
I
there's.
mean, I assume you have to have a spell slot, so try and shunt some magic at it, I guess.
Yeah. It's not necessarily that. It's just a matter of you're trying to access her for conversation, whereas without the use of Commune, whereas she's accessing you is a lot easier.
Well,
because
yeah,
she's your
obviously,
patron.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I get nothing, I may try and like do something else before making a final decision on.
Okay.
So,
Are
like,
you?
yeah.
Okay. So you proceed to say your prayer. Roll me 2 d100s, or a d100 with advantage, just to clarify. I will not declare what the DC is. Okay, they are both very high rolls. You know, you have no idea. No. As you proceed to sleep through the night, there seems to be no response. Tonight is not that night.
Okay.
When Sasha is going to bed, Sasha is also going to try and contact the Raven Queen because I've had a surprising amount of luck with gods.
She is not your god. She will not answer.
All right then, a Turan. I'm going to try and contact a Turan.
Roll me a d100 check.
Right.
Unless you're using Commune.
I do not have that spell yet, but I will get it tomorrow morning.
74.
Nope. Really high.
Okay. With that, as you are all proceeding to go to sleep, Bern, as you take up the orb in your room, are you having any shared rooms, by the way, or are you all just going separate rooms?
I mean,
Okay,
I assume
that's
we were
fair.
getting one giant bed Caligula style, but alright.
I'll take a separate room.
Okay.
I'll take a separate room.
Okay. I'll assume you're all taking separate rooms.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
Bern,
See
as you
you
attune
all
to the
there.
orb, you begin to focus on it. You begin to understand its power. You get a surge of the wealth, of the power within as you understand this orb and you hold it in your hands. Another one wields this weapon. Interesting. State your name, wielder.
Bern.
You seem confident. Have you met the likes of my kind before?
Your kind as in?
Sentience.
No.
Yet you are a confident wielder. That is good. And your adversity with magic is disappointing, but welcoming after so long.
Why is it disappointing?
You are not capable yet of greater power. But you will do.
How long was...
Long enough. That is all you need to know. But I do have conditions. When you call upon my power, do not just use it for trivial matters. Desperation is more wonderful than mere trivia of my power.
You seem to think very highly of yourself.
Why, of course. You obviously have no idea who I am.
Care to enlighten me then?
I am Lucrox, the Majesty of Magic.
Have I heard of this?
This will be a religion check. Are you proficient in religion? Or
Yes, I am. I am in religion.
Are you in Arcana?
No.
Okay, so this will just be a straight roll then. 18.
+6.
+6.
Ooh.
Lucrox, the Majesty of Magic. A Fey Queen from the Feywild. You have heard this name before. She is powerful, capable, and she has left many trinkets upon the material plane for individuals to gather and collect. With her speaking through this, the sentience of this is either a mockery creation or a genuine artifact. If it is the latter, this indeed could be incredibly powerful. If it is the former, then this is nothing more than a simple trick for the magical item. Right now, with that religion check, the way she speaks, the way she presents herself, this is probably the latter. Do you accept the terms where you will become stronger and this item with you, should you choose to take upon this orb as your weapon?
Yes, I do.
Then it is done. You feel the voice fade away, and I will give you the true description of the orb. I will do it after the session, though, so that nobody else knows it.
Oh, shit.
So, for the stream, as the rest of our party goes to rest, as Sovak gets a room and sits on a bed for 12 hours, as he has nothing better to do. And as the rest of the party rests, gathers themselves, collects their thoughts, and proceeds to drift off into sleep. That is where we will end our session for tonight. So, thank you for watching, hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.